2, 1.
AM in the PM only on A2D Radio. Tom and Brett, these guys are fucking awesome.
Tom and Greg, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. We are live from the Real Talk Studios, like we are every Wednesday night. And every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by ATSSportPicks.com. That's ATSSportPicks.com. Use promo code A2D. Get yourself 20% off or whatever picks you want. You know, you want a weekend package, you want a weekly package. Just don't do what Rob Brinkman did and just get basketball. Okay? Like get everything. Come on, baby. Get everything. Okay? We got a big jam-packed show for you. Thomas Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Greg Milakovic, Ralphie D over on the ones and twos. Phillies hot stove later on the show. We sort of talked about it before we came on the show for a while. We'll get into it again for the family out there. Sixers versus Magic recap. I know people are jumping off the wall. I know it. I haven't been on social in that way to look in groups and see the panic and the firing, and I'm sure everybody needs to be traded. So we'll talk about Sixers Magic later on the show and why this is a game that you understand if you lose. Okay, and Vegas sort of told you that earlier on in the day.
Absolutely.
Eagles keys to victory Sunday versus the Patriots. Confidence level versus the Patriots. That ties into our poll question brought to you by our doc. Make him yours. Dr. Paul Waddell, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. You are confident the Eagles will beat the Patriots. Agree? Disagree? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us, family. Chime in. Conversate with us tonight. All right, let us know your opinions. If you're fired up about the Sixers, get it off your chest. If you're happy about the Flyers, get it off your chest. Yeah. All right, Flyers playing tough hockey right now. We'll even mention that earlier in the show. People say we don't talk hockey enough. We got a hockey-dedicated show, but we don't talk hockey enough. I mean, oh, I mean, you can't give enough to people. You just can't give enough. We're hockey guys, but with everything else in the city going on at the same time, you know how it goes with them sometimes.
Yeah.
Guy's wearing a Flyers shirt tonight.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And shorts.
And listen, you want to re-listen to what we just talked about? You can, obviously, on every platform you're on. But podcast-wise, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iTunes. Subscribe, right? And everywhere you're listening to now, subscribe. Dude, you know what I mean? Follow. Whatever the hell you got to do. Because they all got to change it. Why can't it all be one thing?
Why can't it all be one?
Why can't it all be subscribe or follow? Why do we have different things? I don't understand. It drives me crazy. Do one of the 17 things on all the platforms you're on. So, right into it, okay? Right into it. What do you think about the poll? You're confident the Eagles will beat the Patriots? You're confident? Agree or disagree? Let me know. I'm going to tell you one thing that I don't know. And I'm going to try to figure it out throughout the show and give it to you and let you know. I don't know what to think of this team moving forward. I just don't know. And then Alshon injury, Jordan Howard a little banged up. Like, this is a game where, like, okay, you don't have Alshon, you got to pound it, blah, 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 blah. But now you're finding out, your pound guys a little banged up, and that becomes worrisome. And I don't know. This team isn't built to have too many things with their backs against the wall. Like, you know what I mean? You can't have too many pieces not being here and expect to be successful. I feel like we're wasting a year of Carson Wentz. We're wasting a year of full health. We're almost wasting one. Make sense?
Yeah.
We're wasting one. But right to you, Greg.
I'm going to disagree. And yeah, a lot of the recent news about the injuries coming out of the bye week, you were hoping those would be, taken care of.
No, we're thinking our body's going to be feeling good.
Right. The rest would have helped. But the other side of that too is, New England's coming off the bye as well, and they didn't just lose going into the bye; they got embarrassed. And Baltimore did show us a blueprint, as you mentioned. You can run the ball against them and have effectiveness, but our guy that we would like to do that with is banged up right now, off a bye.
Yeah, and he'll play because he was
no. He's always
limited.
He's going to play, but to me, it's more on the Patriots side necessarily than the Eagles in my confidence level of they got embarrassed going into the bye. And when you have Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, they don't take those types of losses very well. And you would think they would come out just as fresh off a bye as we would hope the Eagles would.
Well, and you look at the devil's advocate to that. Who have they played up until
very true
until they played Baltimore?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, who have they played that is that impressive?
True.
If you think about that,
No,
this whole league's up for grabs. You know what I mean? This whole league is up for grabs. It's a great year in the NFL in terms of that. Like, everybody's in it, essentially. Except for Sam Darnold and the Jets. And Sam Darnold would say, "Oh yeah, 2-7. Sam, wake up! You're 2-7, honey. Okay? Yeah, I mean, I love the confidence out of you, but just say that with locker room
who
talk.
are you fooling?
Yeah, keep that in the locker room. Like, oh yeah, guys, we still got a chance. You keep that in the locker room. Relax. But
well, nothing. As we found out on Saturday, nothing stays in the locker room anymore.
no, nothing does. So to the poll, where are you?
I
at?
disagree.
You disagree. You're not confident, right?
I'm actually going to say I agree, which I'm surprised I'm saying that, and especially when you talk about the injury reports, but I'm going to put that aside because, listen, it's very important, so it's like a weird thing to put aside because it could literally affect whether we have a chance to win the game or not. Like if those two or one of those, if Alshon or Jordan Howard, let alone both, don't play, well, I might go golfing that day. You know what I'm saying? Like I might as well not even entertain myself in thinking that we have a shot to win that game.
Yeah.
I believe, listen, they've been the only consistent part about this team is that they've been inconsistent. To where, like, I understand what you say, to where you don't really know what this football team is. I honestly think we do. I think we've seen it. I think they're a football team that has no ability to play a full game, to where they have an identity crisis, and you could blame that on the head coach, the GM, the players. There's a million things. I'm not talking about blame, but there's no dynamic playmaking factor on the outside as far as wide receivers or any passing, type of a move. The tight ends, yeah, they're reliable, but they usually get double covered. So they aren't really, a big impact. You have Jordan Howard, to where, yeah, we know exactly who he is. He's kind of the life and soul of the team other than your quarterback. The offensive line has been better. The defensive line isn't playing up to where we expect it to be, whether that's because these guys aren't doing their jobs or it's because we've had some injuries. The cornerbacks, I don't think we've completely bought into the cornerbacks, and they've been better. They're not the panic attack like it was 4 weeks ago.
I have, but that's about it. You know what I mean? When you talk about this roster, it's the only thing that you feel good about.
Which is wild because 4 weeks ago we were jumping off the bridge.
Because none of these guys were here.
No, exactly.
They brought stability back.
Yes, exactly.
And Carson's had a really good year with nobody.
True.
And that's what I talked about earlier. It's upsetting that we're almost wasting a year in a way where we didn't go out and get him another playmaker and really put a ton around him. We thought we did. Mm-hmm. Right? Coming into the year, we really thought we did. But Alshon hasn't played well. Nobody's played well.
No.
On the outside, Ertz hasn't really played great. Like to where he played even close to what he played last year. So it's been disappointment all around. But go ahead.
So I think when you add all of that together, and then you obviously have the linebacking core, like nothing stands out. Like somebody asked me the other day, like, what do you think the Eagles do great? And I'm like, other than running the football a little bit, like before the coach kind of goes away for it. And I get, like, I'm not criticizing Doug Pederson like people at home that are saying he should be fired.
I think every game they've been in, they pounded the rock enough.
They did.
Some games just get the ability to run went out the window real early.
True.
Where it's like, well, I mean, I'm down 17-0.
Yeah.
So can I really run the football right now?
So other than running the football, they really don't do anything above average, let alone great. And like I said, that's not Carson's fault. That's not necessarily Doug's fault. It's literally what we have to work with here.
Oh, I know whose fault it is.
Well, it's Howie's.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. So when you add all that together, you're 5-4, and you're looking at a team that is consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, you are what your record says you are.
Exactly.
I hate that cliche sometimes, but you are. You're 5-4. You're average at best right now.
The reason why I would say agree is because I still believe in my head coach that coming off of a bye, he would be able to round all of his people together, all of his players together, and make the needed adjustments. If people at home, if we're talking about this here, they should be able to see it too. And listen, you could say I'm reading too far into it, but I like reading this morning that not only Mike Groh, but also Doug Pederson were extremely hands-on with the wide receivers today, and the wide receiver coach was nowhere to be found. I like that.
Well, let me tell you something. The best coach in the NFL and the best coach in my opinion, history of football is great with coaching up any position on the football field. You understand? Bill Belichick does something better than anybody that probably has ever coached in the NFL has done. And he can coach any position, and he does it. And this is why he gets the most out of guys. Right? This is why, because he can go to the wide receiver group one day and say, I'm going to spend my day with you. We're going to get things right over here. Mm-hmm. He can go to the cornerback spot and say, hey, we're going to clean some stuff up back here. Right? And he can go to each position and be able to do that. Yep. Right? And then guys buy into it because what he's saying ended up working. And then you have a whole culture now of winning, and then guys buy into you, and he still does it to this day. And this is why they're great at it. But, yeah, I mean, Doug going and coaching up the wide receiver group, I think that's gigantic because you got guys in there that one probably need confidence and need some coaching up.
Yes.
Especially when you talk about Matt Collins, who essentially is only a second-year player because he didn't even play last year at all. No. So really, he's a second-year guy. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So him and JJ, they need coaching up, right? I mean, no offense is easy, but I see other guys running all around catching balls, youngsters.
And aside from that, I think we do match up very well against the Patriots. I think our strengths match their weaknesses.
So you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So the poll is you are confident the Eagles beat the Patriots?
Yes.
Agree or disagree?
I am confident.
You got disagree. You got agree. Ralphie, I'll get to you in a second, babe. Actually, just go right now. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Okay. So there's 2-1. 2-1 on disagree. We're going to read off the poll results later on in the show. I'm going agree. This game, I told you I don't know how I feel about this football team. But like Ryan said, and it was tying right into my point, is that we match up well because if we can get after the quarterback, because I think we match up better against statues defensively than most teams do. Most teams do. Right. But our front, you would expect to be able to get some pressure.
Because they only got to get to one spot.
Yeah.
As opposed to a readjust and then another spot.
And I think we match up well with their receiver group. Essentially, I think we really do.
There's no explosiveness.
Yeah, there isn't that guy who's going to take the top off of you. So it sort of plays into our hands a little bit better there. Right. Being able to run the football, they showed they can give up the run all, not all year, but they haven't played like a team that can run the ball like us. So this game, I'm confident. You talk about next Sunday, the only thing advantage there is a 1 o'clocker, and it's really like a 10 there?
Yeah, 10.
But they're coming off the bye, so really they're already going to be out.
They're already going to be out here. They're going to do it right. So that's the game that's concerning. But can this, we're going to get into it as we go on. Is this team a playoff team to you? We're going to talk about that in a second. But, yeah, I agree because I just think we match up really well versus the Patriots. Not that, they haven't played anybody. I'm not saying they can't come in here and beat the brakes off of us, but I just don't see it. I think we were going to win this football game, and we'll do score predictions, in a few here, and give you a little chance to win some money.
Well, I think it's a game of 3. I mean, you could talk about the Dolphins game and the Redskins game and the Giants game, and especially with the divisional games, I get it. The 2 divisional games, aside from the Cowboys game, they stink, but I'm still going to respect them enough to say it's in division. But let me just make it very clear: if we lose any of those games, we're going through a wall. It's a game of 3. It's the Patriots game, it's the Seahawks game, and it's the Cowboys game. What do all 3 of those games have in common?
They're all home.
Yep. So, at home, if you expect, if us as a fan base and them as an organization, them as players, if they expect to be a playoff caliber or just a flat-out playoff team, you have to make sure you do your job in at least 2 out of 3 of those games. I'm not saying you have to go out and win all 3. I love it. Listen, if we win all 3, then we're dancing on broad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're partying. I'm asking for 2 out of 3. A Patriots team that, like we talked about, hasn't really played anybody. We match well up against.
Sure.
The Seahawks game, that's going to be tough. I'm scared to death of that game just because of that quarterback. And they are more explosive. And then the Cowboys game, they're coming here.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would say, whether you're an Eagles fan or not, I don't think anyone would say that the Cowboys are perfect. They just lost to Kirk Cousins the other night.
Well, right. I think you're lying a little bit here because what I'm going to tell you is I think if you go 2 and 3 in this stretch, people are going to start thinking Broad Street again. because of the caliber teams you're playing over the next 3.
No, you're
You know what
right.
I mean?
You're right.
Instead of the 3, I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
No,
you know what I
you're
mean?
right.
That's what I'm saying. You're lying to the people because I know these people, and then I'm more looking at like the teams we're playing.
Yeah.
If we would have had a cupcake after Seattle, then I'd be like, oh, okay, 2 or 3's solid, but 3 or 3's still like, oh, hey.
If they
you
win,
know what I mean?
if they win on Sunday, I'm expecting it. If they win on Sunday,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not even saying handily. If they win by a point on Sunday, you imagine the conversations that are going to be had, and I'm looking forward to it. I love those conversations because I know we're following a win. But no, I completely agree. I'm just talking about maybe the perception in this room, for example, to where if they win the next 2 out of 3, or 2 out of those 3 games. Yeah, I mean, are we happy? Do we look way better on the schedule? Do we look way better as kind of an outlook for this team, especially when you look at the other teams we get to play, the Miamis, the Redskins?
No, you can go 11-5.
Yep. And then we don't have to worry about tiebreakers.
That's what dictates it.
Yes.
You want to go 10-6, and you go 2 and 3 in these next 3.
Yep.
But to the other thing we wanted to talk about as well is something you just brought up. A win on Sunday. Does that change your expectations? Especially for my disagree guys. Now you're 6-4.
Yeah, you mean my expectations overall, or like just for the next game against Seattle?
No, your expectations for the season.
Does it change it? Yeah, because it's a win that I didn't think would have it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Ralph.
So yeah, it would change it.
Does it change it?
Looking forward, that Seattle game is still tough. I mean, but like
No,
you
but
said,
does it change your expectations? Like, do you think this team's a playoff team?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, yeah.
But now, right this second.
No.
No. Do you think this team's a playoff team right this second?
No, they're too inconsistent.
Okay, so a win on Sunday, does it now make you think they're a playoff team?
More likely than that right now. Yes.
Okay. You?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so that's my point. So now for us, that I'm in the middle. Like, I don't know where I stand with this team. You seem a little bit more confident than me, but we're both in the same sort of area with it. Mm-hmm. But to me, this makes me now, this should be a playoff contender then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you come out and win a game like this, now I expect you to come back and beat Seattle next weekend. Right? And then I expect you to be ready to go Dallas, winning 2 in a row. And even if you do lose the game, you can still win the division 11-5. Because they got a tough stretch. Right? It makes sense? Because I'm going to read you off Dallas' stretch here.
Yeah, but they're not. After looking at it, though, it's not really that tough.
It's toughish.
Tough-ish.
Right? Okay, they got the Lions, which is a cupcaker now.
Yeah.
No, not Stafford.
No
probably.
Stafford. Then they got Patriots. They're at New England.
Yes.
Right? Then the Bills
Win.
go to Dallas. Then they're at Chicago.
Win.
They're home versus the Rams.
Loss.
They got the Eagles again.
Loss.
Or the Eagles. But no, we don't play. We don't play the Cowboys yet.
No, we go Miami or who's after Seattle?
Yeah.
Miami.
It's Miami.
Yeah, you go
Then-
to Miami after
Yeah,
Seattle.
Rye said 2 or 3, and he said Dallas.
Well, he was
No,
just
no,
picking
no,
those
yeah,
three
yeah, no,
top
just those
teams
3
out.
games. Yeah.
Okay, so
Not,
let's
not
go.
the next 3 in concession.
No.
Okay,
no.
well, we got Patriots, Seattle, Dolphins.
Yeah.
So to me, 2 or 3 it's still good here. 2 or 3 is good throughout this 3-game stretch.
Because then, you would be 7-5 at that point.
Yup, and you can still go 11-5.
And then we would hope that the Patriots beat the Cowboys for the tiebreaker, just in case, if anything.
2 and 3, you almost have to have.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
If you're a playoff team, you need 2
yeah.
or 3.
So if you want to exceed expectations, a 3-0 really solidifies that. But it all starts Sunday. But I want to get back to the Cowboys stretch here because I think it's a little tougher than you were saying. When you talk about the Lions, Patriots, Bills, at Bears, Rams, Eagles, Redskins. Okay, Redskins cupcake for them.
Yep.
That's the only cupcake in there for them.
So
the Lions were going to play you tough regardless.
Yeah.
So they're sitting at 5-4 right now.
And they're at Detroit too.
So let's map this out. Everyone keep track of this.
But again, they're in the same spot we are. If they
Yeah.
think they're a playoff team, Detroit's a cupcake. Bills are a win.
and then Patriots.
Bears are a win. You know what I mean? So, if they're a playoff team, you have to assume that they're thinking that those games are wins.
Well, they got to go 3 out of 4.
I agree, but you're talking about at these places. You're at the Lions. You're at the Bears.
Yeah, but no Stafford, though.
I
so-
understand, but you're at
I
places.
agree, you're on the
You're at
road.
places in the NFL. You're at the Eagles, right? They play the Rams at home, Redskins at home, and you're at the Patriots, right?
Yeah,
and
that's a
Bills at
loss.
home. So you know what I mean? And then you're playing good teams at home. Bills are tough anywhere, right? Rams regardless, it's the NFL. They're tough. They can play.
Yep.
Okay, especially in a dome environment. It fits their skills better. And the Redskins is what it is. You know what I mean? That's a win. Okay? But outside of that, like, where's the gimmies? There's no gimmies in this league. There's no gimmies. Right? Let's make that clear. Besides, like, the Bengals, there's no gimmies. Anybody else can play with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody else can just put up a fight, and next thing you know, you let a team hang in a game. So, I mean, no schedule's gimmies. Even our schedule. We talk about the Dolphins and all that crap. There ain't nothing gimmies in this league. You know, we got to go out. We got to go out and earn these games.
I just mapped it up. I have them finishing 9-7. I just went all the way down. I have them finishing 9-7.
Okay, well, you got Lions win probably.
Yep.
Okay, Patriots loss.
Win against the Bills.
Win against the Bills.
Win against the Bears. Loss against the Rams. Loss, and then win. That's 9-7.
Wow, yeah. Yep.
I mean, the Rams, they're going to be fighting for – I mean, you would expect they're still going to be fighting for something.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Well, the Rams could only be fighting for a wild card because the division's out of reach for them.
Oh, yeah,
between
of course.
Seattle and San Fran.
And the other thing, too, is, you know, so you would say if they win this week, Greg, you would say that they're closer to a playoff team.
Yes.
In your mind.
Yes.
You would say that they are a playoff team, Ralphie.
Yeah.
You would then
yes.
consider them, okay, they're winning the division.
Yes.
Okay. For me, if you're winning the next two, like if they win this week, I'm thinking, okay, you're definitely a playoff team. That solidifies it.
Right.
I'm pretty sure of it. I think it's very possible given the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
If you win this week, okay, it solidifies it. If you're winning the following week against Seattle, I'm now having the mindset of you can beat anybody. You can go into the playoffs and then you can beat somebody. Like,
you know why I said I'm in the middle on this team? Because of this league.
Right.
This
Yeah.
whole league,
Yep.
this whole league's got a bunch of ebb and flow in it.
Yep.
This whole league's got any Sunday. Like I hate the cliche any given Sunday. This whole league is that right now.
True.
No,
The
you're
entire
absolutely right.
league. So to me, anybody can go on a run. So you want to go on a run right now? Take advantage of a
Be
league.
nice.
Yeah, take advantage of a league that's not where we thought it was going to be, right? Where it's top heavy. Take advantage of it right now. Be the team we thought you were prior to this season. Step up. Like Alshon, go for a football on a 50-50. It looks like guys just don't want to play sometimes. Like, guys are rested. I can't continue to say enough to you that some of these guys, asses were kissed so much in this city that they're resting on their laurels. He's going to get $26 million next year. He's due. $26 million. You understand something right now? What's he got? You think he's going to come back and play from injury right now?
that extension made him comfortable.
You think he's going to come back? Hear me out. Who's the one talking in the locker room, supposedly?
It's Alshon.
He ain't going for 50-50 balls, right? Doesn't look like he wants to play. And got a fat check coming next year. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm starting to think he's the rat. If he's the rat, I'm going to be disgusted because I was praying it wasn't him. I was praying it wasn't him because I like him too much, but I'll be disgusted. And I'm starting to think it is. Yeah. Just by watching stuff. Watching the 50-50 balls, some of the effort, or he's just resting so much on his laurels and $26 million, he doesn't care as much.
I mean, he's a shell of himself. He's clearly a shell of himself.
Yeah, and it's either
And he's banged up.
and he's banged up. So how much is that really a factor? You know what I mean?
Big time.
But see, then I worry for another reason then.
But he's banged up on the Super Bowl run and he's making plays
He's been banged up consistently.
every year.
His whole career.
So then I go from, okay, he's a shell of himself, I'm concerned, to, oh, he's injury prone, and we just extended him.
No, he's just old.
Well, that
He's
too.
just like an
So we
old-
extended an injury-prone old guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen,
and he
what do
might
you-
be talking.
which is-
He might be
which
talking
is-
to Cena.
This is what we do.
Ryan, this is what Howie Roseman did.
I'm
What they
here.
decided on was keeping the core that won it.
Yeah.
What they decided on was keeping the core that won it. What drove me up a wall since week 2 was that we weren't going out and acting like we just went out and signed all our guys back over the last 2 years since we won it, and we're in win now mode. Somebody there forgot we were. Yeah, plenty of weeks to make a move in a key position for your franchise quarterback who you just gave a long-term deal to, and there wasn't guys out there that you could have got that weren't good enough for you, or you didn't want to give up these picks. So you want to talk about where this team could have been to where they are now? The conversation we should be having is, man, hypothetically, Emmanuel Sanders, what a great addition.
Yeah.
What a great addition. That's the conversation we should be having. But you had the San Francisco 49ers jump in and say, hey, we're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Or hey, Minka Fitzpatrick looks really good back there in the secondary. You know what I mean?
Not worth the one?
When our secondary was depleted. Like I get you now. Like the guys have come back and solidified back there.
I'll take Minka Fitzpatrick in a heartbeat. I would have taken him when he was up in Miami. I said it. I wanted him. Okay. And the other guy I didn't really want Xavier Howard because we talked about him. But I did want Minka.
Yeah.
So this all starts with this front office and Howie Roseman, okay, not drafting well. And at the end of the day, having an opportunity before the deadline to improve this roster and didn't want to.
Well, I'll ask you this because I know you and I both agreed on this, Greg. I don't know what your stance was. I forget what your stance was at the time.
It's Lob City to Dwight right now.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, he's probably touching somebody's,
Jesus Christ.
creep.
Allegedly.
Creep.
What are your thoughts on the whole?
Sorry, I just touched you.
Like the hindsight 2020 of not going out to get Jadeveon Clowney.
It's all a problem.
Okay.
It's
all
all
right.
problems.
Yeah, yeah,
Listen, I'm not a big Jadeveon fan.
Neither
I
am
wasn't.
Neither
At
am
the time, I thought we were good enough. So I can't fully blame him for that move because the time was before the year. So we thought we were good enough. We still thought we could have used another guy, but we thought we would be good enough as is. At least with our starters.
Right.
I blame him for the amount that was given up. Like, you could have gotten him for a third round and Mac Hollins. You know what I'm saying? Like, a third rounder and nothing.
But hindsight being 2020, we thought we were good enough at that time.
Oh, true. I thought.
Regardless.
Yeah, true.
I still thought we needed another one. I was okay because of the price tag that ended up being paid that it wasn't Clowney, but I still thought we needed another edge rusher.
Big time,
Just because once you got past Barnett, Brandon Graham.
Who?
Yeah. Just Sweat.
You know what I mean?
saying?
Like, so that's where I thought, like, yeah, I was all in on Clowney just because I thought we needed another body.
Okay. Yeah.
Not that he was necessarily, super
I'm
impactful.
not going to come on the airways now and change where I was then.
Neither am I.
But now do I? Hindsight being 2020? Oh, why didn't you?
Yeah.
But I always talk about it after week 2. After week 2, I knew what I needed. After week 2. Because now I know I have no Deshaun. I see the impact it has on week 2.
Yep.
Okay, and now I say, okay, I got to go get a playmaker on the outside. Knowing that the injury. Knowing that the sports hernia. Knowing, you know what I mean? Knowing what comes with that. Knowing it's a slim chance he comes back.
Yep.
And if he doesn't, it's not till week 8, 9, something like that. And you don't go and act on it.
And
So you want to know who to point fingers at this year? You know where it starts? And you can point fingers on your way down if you want to. But I'll tell you where it starts and who has no part of it. The problems of this football team. It starts with Howie Roseman, and Carson Wentz has no bearing on this team this year. Because he's played good enough
Put Howie back in the closet.
with nothing around him.
Put him back in the bedroom.
And I'm just tired of talking about front office and a team that I thought and everybody thought and what we were sold on was win now, was a new standard. He told us to bring a new standard. Like the new standard is Bill Belichick saying, oh, we need a wideout, we'll try Josh Gordon. Oh, we need a wideout, we'll try AB. Oh, we need a wideout, we'll try Mohamed Sanu.
Yep.
Okay, and we're just going to keep going out until we get a guy that fits here.
Until we find a guy that fits.
Right? Like aggressive.
And all were
aggressive.
All were good for them in the time they were there.
I'm just sick and tired of this organization, going out and being all in their eyes, but then being okay with a team that's 5-4. And if you didn't see 5-4 coming after week 2, you were semi-delusional. If you didn't think that loss,
you should have prayed for 5-4 after week 2.
Yeah. I mean, you got embarrassed. You're dropping balls. Okay. I mean, if that's not a major sign that, hey, you know what his problem is? I'll tell you what his damn problem is. He values his guys that he drafts more than anything in the world. If it's a Howie pick, they're still here. They're still getting opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean,
watch it. Little favoritism out of Uncle Hal.
I'm telling
you. All right?
It reminds me so much. That's why I get fired up with all this stuff. It reminds me of the 2012 Phillies. It's the end of the run, the good old days. We're not going to move on. We can't leave it in the past. We can't. That's what this is. It's happening again.
Yeah.
No, you're right, right? And it's and I don't mind bringing back the players that won.
No.
But then I got to go address and be aggressive from then on out.
Right.
Well, don't bring back all of them either.
And you can't.
And they didn't bring back everyone.
You can't emotionally just keep re-signing guys.
No,
but you can't emotionally.
But the guys
get
they
contracts.
re-signed weren't like emotional signings though. Like they're good players. Like the Sproles and the Peters, not ending it there. They're just two examples. That doesn't equal your whole roster.
No.
Like Brandon Graham, I get. There's other guys I get. So
and he's actually playing well.
And I can't crush him for all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My point is, I'm not going to crush for trying to be.
Guy, so.
I'm just be who you are.
Fine. Yeah,
be who you are. Okay, but I am. So what I'm going to say to you is that that's at the end of the day, you can't be halfway.
Sure.
Okay, that's all it comes down to. You can't be halfway in on shit. You're either all in or you're not, or you're just another squad. And now what you said is, okay, well, I got all these injuries at the wideout position. Or not injuries, but boom, a huge injury. Another injury.
Yep.
A guy playing through all year. Another guy who can't catch. Okay, I got another guy who can't even get open when he's on the field.
Yeah.
Okay, and another wide receiver who dropped a touchdown pass. Okay, no, that he already was set.
Yeah.
Who just can't get open.
They kind of blend.
But they grade well.
Okay, so all I'm saying is you're putting so much pressure on him to do everything.
Yeah.
And is that fair? No. Year one off of everything that happened?
Right.
It's 2016 all over again.
I'm disgusted.
It's 2016 all over again.
Well, let's get into what happened, Ralphie. It's shut down on us.
He's going to do a little refresh. He's got the
trick. Of course
trick.
it did.
Watch this. Watch the hands. He's got all talent right here. Talent in the hands. Hit the little refresh, Ralphie.
Hey, now.
No. The browser. Browser, Ralph. No, the browser. Facebook, Ralph. Hit the refresh.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Well, we're still here. Bryce Blackwell, hopefully this is a wake-up call, and we make the changes this offseason. Absolutely. NX 750 Gaming, third for Clowney. No, but they give up a 4 for Avery.
Exactly.
I love it, brother. I mean, well said, sir.
Bryce
did
earlier.
We freeze over here, too?
No, we shouldn't be.
Oh, no, we're good.
Bryce earlier, Tom Crumb today, Ben Franklin, LMAO. He's like, late start. I'm like, come on, Bryce, you know us.
Come on, baby.
You know us.
Ryan Ferris says the Seattle game is going to be so tough, though, even at home. No, they're tough everywhere, brother. NX 750 says wide receivers were playing better when Groh was their coach. Yes, exactly. Sometimes you leave guys where they're good at. Pootie Tang, yo, fam, what up? What up, Poot?
What up, Pootie?
I think the Birds come out with a win Sunday. Also, I realize it's still early, but, man, the Sixers have been brutal to watch the last few games. Listen, Poot, I agree with you. It hasn't been fun to watch. It's been semi-ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I haven't enjoyed it. I haven't enjoyed watching it. But
like last night, and I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit, but they came out with a W last night. You know what I mean? They didn't tonight, which makes it even worse. But, yeah, he's absolutely right.
No, big time. But, no, I agree with Bryce. Hopefully this is a wake-up call. And we make the changes this offseason. Now I'll go a little ahead of myself, but you don't really. This isn't done yet this year. You know what I mean? Like I still feel like because all the parity in the league that this team can still be a playoff team. I have mixed emotions on this team. Make sense?
Well, I mean,
but because the league's not good enough overall,
exactly. And there's no one running away.
Yeah,
with
I
it.
still feel like we can make it. Now everybody, we're back on Facebook. We apologize. You can go catch the first half there or everywhere there's you have a podcast for them.
Yeah,
everywhere. Search A2D, A2D Radio, and you'll find us. So back at it again.
When you talk about the entirety of the league, and you're right, to where there's a lot of kind of variety, a lot of parity. Honestly, right now, which teams scare you? To where if you're, you know what I'm saying, that kind of like own the conferences. To me, I struggle to find more than a couple.
What, that scare you?
Yes. Seattle's up at the top for me as far as the NFC. And then obviously 49ers. We beat the Packers, so, we've been there, done that. The Cowboys. I get we lost to them the first time. The South, the Saints, I guess, even though I don't know how much to fully buy into that game when they lost to the Falcons.
The only thing with the Saints is they're going to probably have home field advantage, at least early on.
Yeah, so I'm more afraid of that arena.
It goes into just playing them at home.
At this point in this league, I'm not scared to play anybody anywhere.
Even Seattle? Really?
No, I'm not scared.
Okay.
Can they beat us? Yeah. Can we go in and beat them? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's this whole league.
Yeah.
The whole league.
I'm just horrified about that quarterback.
There's never a game with the Eagles or some other teams, unless you're horrendous, that you're saying, oh, this game's a lock anymore this year.
True.
I mean, if you're gambling, you would know that.
Yeah.
If you're gambling, but if you're using ATS sportpicks.com and use promo code A2D, you'll get the picks and you'll be on fire.
Get some winners.
Yeah, and you get some. Oh, what's LeBron doing? That was cute.
Using the Globetrotters.
That was cute.
Getting old, LeBron. Hang it up. Oh,
Pop
that's not a
Martinez in the
foul.
house.
Get the hell out of here.
Beating a team we might beat in the regular season means nothing in the playoffs.
What a crap.
I agree with you, Pop. You know, it's a different game. You know, now
Wasn't even a foul.
I want to get into some score predictions.
Okay.
And I want an offense, defensive player of the game. Obviously, Sunday morning, prior to Eagles Patriots, we'll have a pregame show for you here. 10:30 start, so Uncle Sweeps can get the soccer. And then,
Well, was I wrong? He felt more active on the phone than he was.
well, because he's probably on Yahoo or ESPN app, freaking out.
He was quicker than some of us.
Oh my God!
And we were
how do
watching
you get this info? Get the
I'm like, how are you watching it and chatting
How do you
at the
get
same
the
time?
fastest
Like,
phone
oh my
ever?
God.
Fastest phone in the world. So we're sorry, Fab. You know, everybody on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram had no problems. But, you know, sometimes things get cute. And when you're talking about internet shit.
Yeah.
And Facebook likes to do it sometimes, and they got a little cute. And we're back.
Oh, there's Pascal.
We're back, and we're talking about everything. Obviously talking about Eagles now. We're going to give score predictions. So, Greg, since you already disagree in your confidence level, where do you go here? Besides blowing Kuzma. Where do you go here?
Just a nice half-court alley-oop type
Go,
of play.
you and Ralph can go sit together back there.
I don't care. I hope you lose. Ralph, you want to top over?
One hell of an image there.
Yeah, don't hop. Walk around.
Slowly.
28-20. Pats.
Ralph.
I had 27-20 Pats.
Oh, my God.
Look at these two.
Yeah.
Look at these two.
Yep.
Sit on each other's laps soon.
Yep.
Come here, buddy. What do you want for Christmas, buddy?
Oh, my God.
I love it.
Hopefully not that. Hopefully Santa's more generous than that, Ralphie. I'll tell you that much. Rye, score.
24-23 Birds.
24-23 Birds. Cool. Okay. Listen, I mean, you're going to have to score a little bit to beat this team. You know, I'm going to go 28-24 Eagles. 28-24 Eagles. Let's go, baby.
Plus 3.5.
Yep. Home dog.
44.5. I think we all had overs.
That worries me a little bit. That's concerning. The 44.5 is concerning to me. That means it's more of a dogfight, which might play to our advantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
A dogfight might play to our
Yes.
advantage because that means we're running the football.
Time of possession.
Yes, exactly. I mean, obviously, these are cliches and they're easy, but it's the way that the league works. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to dominate time of possession, limit turnovers, blah, 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 blah. But it's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, we got to play spectacular football. On where?
Ralphie, you want to check the Facebook, see if you're getting any sound?
No, this is going on. This is just unbelievable.
We got anything?
We got sound.
All right, Dion.
But it's the way that league works. I mean, you got to dominate. Confirmation talk. What up, Dion, my brother?
Dion!
Hopefully you can hear me, Dion.
The volume, Dion. The
Bill
volume.
Middlebrook. Eagles 27-23. Offensive player of the game, Sanders. Defensive player of the game, Brandon Graham. Let's go. And he gives an Eagles chant.
Let's go, Bill.
Jeff Lohmeyer. 24-21. Birds prevail. Sanders, offensive player of the game. Graham continues to haunt Brady as defensive player of the game with a strip sack. Giddy up. Let's go.
Love it.
So let's get to offensive player of the game, Greg.
Sony Michel.
Oh, God.
Ralph. Freaking crumb.
I love
Julian Edelman. Nobody can cover him, so it's not going to start now.
Fair.
Don't disagree.
that. Miles Sanders.
Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz, I need a big day.
I'm just worried about because the Patriots, what they love to do,
They
they
take
love
away
to-
your best player.
Yeah, and if
I get it.
Alshon's not going to be there, it's going to be Ertz. Or if
I
it's
don't
not
give
gonna
a
be,
I don't give a shit what they're planning on taking
All right.
away.
All right.
I need my all pro guys
I
to
hear
be
you.
able to beat when you take things away.
I hear you.
You know what I need my quarterback to be able to find him in space and get him the football. Like I'm saying,
Or sometimes maybe not find him in space.
No, I mean
sometimes fit a ball in somewhere.
but
You know what I mean? Like throw him open.
Yeah,
And that's not a shot at Carson, but sometimes you have to make those plays. You have to take those shots.
I need a big day from Zach Ertz. And what I mean by big days, I need 8 catches for 100 and a touch. I need big. I mean, he had a big day in the Super Bowl against them. Everybody did.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, this defense is the same essentially for the most part, and there's no reason why we can't score on them a little bit if we run the football well.
Yeah.
So like Jordan Howard was going to be my player of the game, okay, and he still is in a way. I still think he has 90 yards rushing. Because I look at when they played the Browns, right? If Chubb don't fumble,
yeah,
you know, that's a whole different game. And they were able to run the ball on them too. So it wasn't just like the mobile quarterback being able to run the ball on them. Other teams that have been able to run the ball this year have been able to run the ball on them. So I look at that. So I think we're going to pound the ball. So I like the Sanders picks. And I love Jordan Howard picks because I think he's going to be a workhorse. And even though he is banged up a little bit, I still think he goes over 90 and gets his 19, 20 touches. But I'm going to go Zach Ertz 80 for 100 because I need that. Who's going to step up in my passing game?
And to your point,
you know what I mean? Somebody's got to step up in my passing game.
And to your point, if you're running the ball,
who's going to put more confidence in? Zach Ertz or JJ?
J-Jaw?
Yeah, probably Zach. Neither. Jordan Matthews.
Oh, I forgot about J-Matt.
Yeah,
but to your point,
it does help a little bit with no
if
outshot.
You're running the ball effectively,
a little bit.
You would think that would open up the play action, which would allow Zach maybe to get open a little bit more than he has been, you know?
Yes. All right, defensive player of the game?
Devin McCourty.
Kyle Van Noy.
You would. Freaking ghost.
He's a beast.
I was going to go there, but
He's
I had a feeling Ralphie didn't know anybody else. So.
Beast.
Seeing ghosts.
Timmy Jernigan.
I love Timmy.
Love him. Most underrated defensive player on the team.
When he's on the field.
When he's on the field.
I'm gonna go with the guy that we gotta talk about. We want to win games in big situations. It starts up the middle in this league, and it's going to be 91. You know, I need to hear his name 5,000 times, like we talk about, and it's Fletcher Cox.
Yep.
I mean, it's simple. You know, Timmy has to have a good game next to him. Obviously, you know, it's a great pick. You know, you expect double teams for Fletcher, but Fletcher's got to. It doesn't have to show up in the stat sheet. You understand?
Yeah.
Like last game didn't show up in the stat sheet,
but he
dominated.
Yeah.
But he dominated. Doesn't have to show up there. But I need a dominant performance out of him to win this game.
Yeah.
Dominant. Or we're not winning the game. Okay? If he's not dominant, Timmy ain't having a great game, and other guys around him aren't going to have a great game. So he's got to set a tone because he's the best player on that defense.
Yes.
Money-wise, skill-wise, all that. Dominate so other guys like Timmy can be player of the game. Make sense? Right? Or Brandon Graham can be player of the game. It all starts with Fletcher Cox.
Yeah.
And it's going to work its way from there.
It always has.
With this defensive line.
To me, I believe this game, if we're going to win, the game plan, I think the overall outcome of the game, you know, when we're watching it, has to mirror a lot of what the game was like when we played the Packers in Week 4. To where it's basically like people were calling it Carson's signature win, for example. And I could argue that it was because he did beat Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau, but I could argue it wasn't because it wasn't based off of Carson's performance.
Of course you could argue it wasn't because you guys just talked about it tonight.
What do you mean?
Essentially.
What? How it needs to mirror it, kind of?
No.
That he needs a signature win.
Yeah, like your poll was like, you know, and this is what I don't – it's a great poll, you know, but for a different way. It's a great poll because, hey, like the last quarterback in here beat them. You know, do you need to beat them to like get everybody in there? You don't get anonymous sources leaking to Josina. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Do you need that for that? That's where it comes to. I can't have every big game that comes up being like, this is a signature one. You know what I mean? So to that poll question, I agree with it on that end. You know what I mean? Wholeheartedly. Like I think, this is a big game for him in a way, just to get the Jacina's to shut up. You know what I mean?
And get that backup quarterback monkey off your back.
Exactly.
Yes.
Even though it's not even here anymore.
Stephen White, 27-24 birds. Let's go. And I love that, brother. Jeff Lohmeyer, screen pass. The screen pass has to be there. Help keep this defense off guard and out of position. Got to get them moving side to side and get them winded. No, I agree. You know, a lot of motion at Nelson, stuff like that, like where you fake it, you hand off. A lot of this misdirection stuff where you can just get guys moving out of position and get some holes. You know, and there's going to be times throughout this game he's going to have to hand it to Nelson on one of them little sweeps.
Because to your point earlier, the Patriots haven't exactly beaten the world beaters, right? So a lot of their defense has just been able to go pin back and get the quarterback.
Well, that's
because they know what's coming.
I mean, honestly, that's why they've been winning so many games. It has not been based off of their offensive production.
No.
It's based off of they're getting the opposing team to make the mistake.
Yep.
Their defense is setting it up, and it's setting up the offense in great
absolutely.
field position. That's what it is. Like I was saying earlier, if you limit the mistakes, like I said, the game plan, like you said, is very cliche, but it's true. Sometimes you have to keep it to the basics when you're playing the Patriots. If you limit the mistakes, then that's simple. Because there's no, like we talked about, there's no explosiveness really on the offensive side of the ball for the Patriots, unless you want to say Julian Edelman just because nobody can really cover him.
Yeah.
But if we're really calling Julian Edelman explosive, then what are we doing?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
their
saying?
deep threat is Philip Dorsett.
I like
Yeah.
Philip a little
But you're
bit,
right.
yeah.
He doesn't scare you.
No,
To your
he's
point.
there, but compared to some of the deep threats that we
Yes.
faced, no. I mean,
I don't
it
know.
matches up better for us.
This team sort of plays some. We're going to find out. We're just going to find out who they are and what they're made of.
Yep.
So this is another team coming in the same situation, but just different. They're coming in off a bye, but they're coming in off a loss too. Now, does that go one way or the other for them? Does that take them into like maybe 2 losses in a row, 3 losses in a row, and then they get together again and they go on another run? You know what I mean? So it could go both ways for them too, especially in this league, man. In this league, like I would take the Eagles plus a 3.5. You know what I mean? If it's at 3.5.
Yeah.
Because even if they lose, I think it's going to be close. And I think that field goal comes in to help you, or that half a
And
point,
especially that
where you
kicker.
win by the half a point, where they lose by 3 and you win by the half point. Bill Middlebrook, using all caps in some spots here. What up, Billy? They definitely, that was capital, have to stop with the worry about Wentz staying healthy and have 5-6 design run plays for Wentz. Get his ass mobile. That's their weakness. I thought they've done a better job of getting him out of the pocket recently, Bill. So I understand your point, and you got to let him be him, right? Like not even through the years.
Yep.
Everybody wanted to change him. Why do I want to change a guy? Like Lamar Jackson. Like you don't have to like him, but you sure as hell don't want to change him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let a guy play his brand of what got him here.
Yep.
You
You're
change
good enough to get here.
Yeah, you can change mechanics.
Yep.
You can change throwing mechanics and stuff like that, but you don't take away the aggressiveness. If you're not aggressive, that's when you can get hurt.
Yep.
Okay? So, do I want him running 10 times a game? No. But can he run 5? Yeah.
Well, it's like
In the right spots?
it adds another layer to the offense. Like you said, the last 2 weeks, it's been way better.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 5-yard runs, just something, just oppose the threat of going downfield a little bit, just to give the cornerbacks or linebackers, whatever, just a little extra to think about.
Talking about downfield, Rye. I would love for a ball to get caught downfield. I would like for somebody on this
Are
offense.
you allowed to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Does the rest of the league do it? Because I want somebody on this offense that catch a deep ball. Can somebody make a play on a ball, please? I'm so sick and tired of watching JV shit on the outside. Who wants to make a play this week?
Miles Sanders.
I don't want it to be a run. I'll take it.
I'll take
I'll
exactly.
take it.
I don't want it, but I'm just saying he's the only guy left that's shown the ability to do it, and he has a chemistry with Carson. Again, it's unbelievable that this freaking GM is forcing us to do this to where we need to rely on. And I'm picking like full transparency.
Which is a good pick by him. When I don't give him credit for any picks.
Yeah.
But it was a good pick.
Yeah, well, it's one of the 2 guys that we know can actually play, and the other guy's getting off the field for the 50-year-old, which we'll talk about that later, Jason Peters. But my point is, it's unbelievable that we need to rely on the rookie running back, and I'm picking him for my player of the game on the offense because I think he's going to have any factor in the deep threat. Like, forget about just running the football, like little kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want you to run straight against the Patriots, the best secondary in the league.
Yeah.
But I think he's the only guy that can do it, to
Yeah.
be completely honest. Nelson can't track a ball down for the life of him.
Jordan can track balls when he gets the opportunity. He can once in a while take a top
Yeah,
off.
he can. He
You
can.
know? So, I mean, I'm not counting on him as the guy.
Yeah, he
But
might
I'm just
take
saying
it off. He ain't
somebody.
catching it.
Somebody. I'm just saying somebody. I don't care who
No,
it
I
is.
agree.
There's guys out there who have caught deep balls before.
Yeah.
So can we catch a couple in this game?
Yeah.
Can we just a couple? I'm not asking for a lot.
Darren Sproles.
Is he healthy?
What?
Is he on the field?
Is he ever?
Stephen White said it's going to be Matthews this week. Watch.
I'll take it.
Could be.
I'll take it.
Steve said something else, too, I liked a lot. Oh, he goes, I am more worried about their defense than I am their offense. And I agree.
No, absolutely.
I agree. At this point of Brady's career and what they are, I'm definitely more worried about their defense than their offense.
Sure.
But their whole team has been predicated early on this year of taking away the football.
Yep.
Taking away the football. Every ball I watch, every game that I watch with them and every turnover, because I watch a ton of red zone, is a ball that hits the ground and literally pops up in their hands. I've never seen it in my life. I've never seen so many creative turnovers that land right in their laps.
And we can't get one.
And we can't get nothing. This guy's yawning. He's yawning. He's a night owl.
Ralphie, what was the stat you brought up as far as the
don't bring
the
nothing
amount
to
of
drink.
turnovers we created?
You
Is
never
it over here on the
anything.
table?
I always offer.
The stuff's on the table.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Hashtag no notes?
Yeah.
14 total turnovers. That's on the defense, or is that on
Who?
offense? The Eagles.
That's just as a whole.
That's as a whole?
Yeah.
Oh, so on offense, we've had 14 total turnovers, and that's 20th in the league.
We also have 9 fumbles, which is, I think, that says 26 in the league.
Yeah, well, 9 out of 14. That tells you how many picks has Carson thrown.
4.
Four.
Four.
And Jake Elliott
And
one.
Jake Elliott has the 1.
Yeah, but that's my point, though. He's only thrown 4.
There's no receivers.
He's taking care of the ball really well.
Yeah.
Terrible year.
You know what I mean? He's taking care of the ball well.
He's the biggest problem.
The problem is
saw that.
they got to make him
saw
into
that.
a game manager now because they have no weapons.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Like you
That's the
said,
key
it's a
word of the
waste.
night.
It's a waste of a year.
It is. It is. It is. Howie Roseman should get literally like Jackie Chan Jackie Chan needs to come in and we need a swift roundhouse to the face.
How long?
Roundhouse, swift kick, right to the nostril.
How long is the leash now? I mean, because 4 months ago he was Mr. Untouchable,
Like that,
and
right?
I'm not. I know people are going to think, "Oh, you're saying he should be fired today."
He
I'm
was
not
never
saying-
untouchable to me.
I
know
know
this.
I know that.
You know this. I give him credit because I always will.
Yeah.
When he does things right, I will give him credit. And that year he was aggressive, and this year he drafted 2 guys that are impact guys.
I mean, you're right.
But I'll
You're
take 2
right.
guys a year that impact guys. If you're drafting 2 guys a year that impact guys, you're doing a hell of a job drafting.
To me,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
overall.
especially for his standards.
Yeah, for a lot of standards. though.
True.
to me, GMs get 2 years
Okay.
because you essentially have the hangover year.
So he gets 40.
Huh?
So he gets 40.
Why would he get 40?
Because I feel like he's been here for 40 freaking years.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. I'm making a joke, Greg.
I didn't
Why-
get it.
Laugh.
It wasn't like that funny. It was just like quick. Okay, well, he'll get 40 then. You know, you say guys get 2 years, and I'll just rebuttal and like, well, this guy seems like he's going to get 40.
I know
No, after
I know
Super
what you meant.
Bowl.
I understand he might get 40 at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he probably does because his
of what's going
relationship
on
with
here.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
My
I mean,
point
Jeffrey's
is,
giving
though,
contracts out to
I
everybody.
give him 2 as a fan before I roast him. Baseball's different because baseball's a little. You
2
know what I
after
mean?
what? The bowl?
After the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because
well,
you got the hangover year,
yeah, we've been down that road.
but we made the playoffs.
Yep, good year.
And now we're here.
So that's
Yep.
2.
Yeah. So after this year,
So what happens if they don't make the playoffs to you?
I'm out.
On Howie?
Yeah.
Fired him.
Ralph?
If they don't make the playoffs this year,
Yeah.
Because you would have thought most
One more
likely
year.
that they missed the playoffs last year.
One more year?
And then
more
come
year.
back this year.
One more.
1 more year.
To me, it's very simple. Now that they have the new, the guy from the Jets, the guy that went to the Jets,
Joe Douglas.
Joe Douglas. They have the new Joe Douglas, and that they have a really good relationship. It comes down to this. If you do not have a good offseason and draft, it's more predicated on the draft because you have 10, 13 picks, whatever.
700.
You have a ton of picks,
Well-
and you're trying to get younger for 2 reasons. The age of the roster and because of the contracts that are starting to come up. You know what I'm saying? To where you're going to need younger players. If you don't see it, and I know you're putting a lot of stock into the first year of these draft guys, but really you're putting a lot of stock into the second year of this draft.
Yeah,
For example,
JJ being better.
yes, Sanders taking the next step, Dillard being the everyday left tackle.
Yep.
You know, that's huge for him. If you don't have success next year to where it's now 2 back-to-back years missing the playoffs, and there's, let's say, other than a handful of picks that are NFL players, you're gone. You're absolutely gone. With a quarterback like this?
Yeah. Now, the only thing I'm going to say is, and I'm very critical of him, right? But I actually agree with Ralphie on this one. I give him that one more offseason because
fair.
not so much for the draft ride, because I don't necessarily outside of the first, second round. I wonder if guys make impacts year 1 sometimes, you know what I mean. Usually, so outside of them 2 guys, I'm going to wonder if more guys are going to make impacts early on, or if you'll see it early on. It might take time for that guy to be like, oh yeah, he can play type deal. But what I predicated on is what you do in free agency, because if you want to win Super Bowls in this league, It's not so much what you do in the draft because everybody's around the same percentage-wise on picks for the most part. Some teams do it a little bit better than others, but the bad teams are the bad teams.
Right.
But I'm talking about the teams on our level, like besides Howie recently, because that's bad. So I'll give him another year of free agency to see if he's willing to be aggressive or not, and then if he's not, and then the double if the picks don't work, he's definitely gone.
Yeah.
But then I got to start questioning it. If we go 2 years hypothetically with no playoffs, then he's got to be gone.
Yeah.
The 1 year I'm willing to say,
fair.
okay,
That's fair.
I'm willing to let you get it back. You fought last year, they got it back. This year you just weren't aggressive. You thought it's better to say status quo and keep your picks.
Right.
Well, then you better capitalize, or you better trade picks for players next year during all season.
Yep.
Like it doesn't have to be just free agent signings. You can trade picks for
Yeah.
players. There's a lot of things you can do. So I expect him to be very creative, and he better be, because if not, he's gone to me. Gone. But back to this game, 28-24.
28-20.
Patriots.
27-20 Pats.
24-23 Birds.
28-24 Eagles. He's got Patriots, Eagles. And, I know me and Rye, for instance, we stayed up front. We stayed in the middle. We both stayed D tackle, and we could really combo that pick and say, hey, Fletcher and Timmy, you guys got to be our player of the game.
Yeah. Yep.
Instead of just saying like Fletcher or Timmy, hey, you two. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Going to need a big one from you today.
Hi, girl.
Real simple.
Yep.
Real simple. Offensively, you got to be able to run the football. Have to be able to run the football. So I look at all 5 guys up front, and y'all won't be naked and shit and do all them cute things. Listen, dominate.
Yep.
Dominate, because you got to rush for over 120 if you want to win this game. That's my number.
doubt.
We got to rush for 120. Or if you're not rushing for 120, you got to throw for 3. So it's one or the other. It's really one or the other. So what we're going to do is
Jake,
we're
give
on
it
the
to
hour
him,
mark.
Jay.
Wow, that was quick. Ooh, man, that was fast.
Flying.
John Moran can play a little bit.
Yeah, he's all right.
Love him.
So, fam, everybody, Twitter. I know Instagram is done right now, right, Ralphie? So everybody on Twitter, you can head over to Facebook, YouTube. Finish the second half of the show over there. Everybody that's over on Facebook and YouTube, stay with us for the second half. There's a lot more to get off your chest. We're going to give 3 keys each to victory. Not that we haven't already, but each person's going to give 3. So we're going to go a little deeper here. Got to get a little creative on how we can win this game on Sunday. Sixers versus Magic. A little recap. It was ugly. Again, I've not been on Facebook to look, nor do I want to. Wow, that's filthy out of Ben Simmons as we're talking. Listen, just a game that the tired legs got involved late, and you can see it by how the game was through the fourth. Early on in the fourth, it was a tie game.
Yeah.
We're right in it, and then the legs got tired. I made a comment with 5 minutes left that I would have subbed all the starters out, besides Ben and Al, because they're probably fresher. I would have subbed the rest of them out. Tobias not feeling good. Other guys, I would have got some fresh legs in there.
Yeah.
And I thought that score would have dictated a little
See
bit
if you
better.
made a little run.
A little bit better, I thought. So we'll do that on the other side. And Philly's hot stove. We had a ton of fun before we came on the show about it. And I'm sure it's going to be a ton of fun because Ryan's got maybe 700 ideas on how we can be great.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
We're brought to you by ATSSportPicks.com. You want to be great? Simple.
Sign up.
Sign up. You want to make a lot of money? Use promo code A2D, 20% off. ATSSportPicks.com. That's ATSSportPicks.com. And listen, weekend packages like Brinkman and just basketball, go ahead. But you can dive in and get the whole kit and caboodle and get 20% off of that bitch. That's a better time. We'll see you on the other side.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom and Greg, AM and the PM, A2D Radio, Real Talk Studios, every Wednesday night, and brought to you by ATS SportPicks.com. Use promo code A2D, get 20% off. You already know it. We've already said it 45 times. If you don't know it now, we can't help you win money then.
Yeah.
Real simple. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Greg Milakovic, Ralphie D on the ones and twos. We started our show off heavy Eagles. We're an hour straight birds. You can go back, listen to that. If you're into the podcast game, you can go iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Spreaker, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever you want. We're everywhere. Subscribe, follow, review us. Little no notes, whatever you want to add in there, right?
A little 5-star.
5 stars are great.
5-star, 5-star, 5-star.
5 stars are great. Okay? So you can listen to us anywhere, anytime. We're also going to be getting a TikTok, which is going to be cute. Get a little Snapchat. We'll get cute on there. I'm sure some guys here love their filters, so that'll be fun. But we got some other things to talk about. We want to get into some Sixers conversation as well as some Phillies hot stove. Sixers to me is going to be a quicker conversation because to me there's not a lot to say right now. I know you brought up something during the break, and we'll bring up that about what Brett Brown said. Okay, but before we go there, I don't want to say I expected a loss, but this was a game on a back-to-back. Tobias was like sick flu last night, so how good's he going to be at night after, and then flying, and then no Joe.
Getting everybody else sick, too. That was smart.
Yeah, and then no Joe, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like a bunch of things that aren't going in your favor.
It doesn't make an excuse.
No, and you were in the game. The game was close to the last 5 minutes, 6 minutes where they started to pull away, where the legs got a little slow and sluggish, and you didn't, whatever. We missed too many shots, man. I know people are going to blame it on Brett Brown. You missed too many damn shots. You can't shoot 26% or whatever it was tonight from 3, which is right around that percent, and expect to win games on the road. Okay? You're just not going to. And then so many opportunities deep in the lane. I want to say easy buckets, but buckets that need to be had that were missed tonight.
Right.
So many ins and outs. So many right off the rims. We got to finish down there. Okay, we got to absolutely freaking finish down there. And right now, we're not finishing down there. And so you can blame Brett Brown. You can blame whatever you want. All right? The same people who blame Brett Brown. Do you blame him for the great play call last night out of the timeout to win a game? A game against a Cavs team that beat you here last year?
Yeah.
Just like the Atlanta win. That was a good win because they beat you there last year.
Right.
You don't want to lose to these teams. Nights like tonight, you got to expect some. Orlando's a good basketball team. They always beat us there.
Yeah, they're always one of those scrappy teams that you always struggle with, especially on the road.
Yeah, I had memories from last year coming up of me being there.
Yeah.
Okay? This time last year when we got Jimmy Butler. All right? And we got Jimmy, it was here we go. And we were crushing them in the first half.
Yeah.
And in the third, fourth quarter, I've never seen it live where a team just got unconscious.
Disappeared.
They just don't miss.
And they got unconscious here a little bit late in the fourth.
Yeah.
And we couldn't hit anything.
Yeah.
We couldn't hit whatever we thought of the boat.
But you're absolutely right. You saw in that late fourth quarter when the Magic started to make the run, what was happening? The legs looked tired.
Yeah.
The shots were short.
And no excuse,
or
because
they
I
were,
need a win
They were
tonight.
over long. They were super long, which means you're trying to overcompensate for your dead legs.
Well, that's the problem, Greg, because, we're not trying to make excuses, but some things are facts.
Sure.
We still need to win a basketball game.
No doubt.
Like Al Horford, not good enough.
Yep.
Tonight.
Tobias, not good
and
enough.
I love Al. And I like Tobias too, but not good enough tonight.
Yep.
Right? I know you're fighting through it and trying to get through it, and I respect the hell out of that side of it.
Right.
But come on. You know what I mean? I need you to finish. Ben, had a good night statistically, but again, pull up for a mid-ranger.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's asking. Just change something
and
up.
especially it's nights like this that's very glaring in a way of this is why you went out and got Al Horford. For the nights that you sit Joe, and then you go, we're going to be okay because Al's there. And when Al so far during the year has struggled at times, and it's just been magnified over this last couple stretch of games where he's been bad for a decent stretch. And I'm not saying to say that's going to happen down the road, but this is
nobody can hit a three, but
this is why
and Joe.
Yeah, this is why you say you got him, and then you struggle in a game where this is the reason you got him, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where there's a little bit of frustration, but 11 games in, you're 7-4, we're good.
We're
the
fine.
next 4 games or 3 out of the 4 games are really easy. You throw the Spurs in there, still needs to be a win, but just a tougher team out west. But the other 3 games I think are cupcakes. I just don't know it off the top of my head.
No, I agree with you. They are. I already know what they are, but I just forget them off the top of my head too. But they're cupcakes. What do you got? You got percentages. I've seen this.
Well, yeah. I mean, first
go
off,
ahead.
Tobias Harris has missed 23 straight three-point shot attempts. The last Sixer to miss that many in a row was Andre Miller. Missed 25 straight 13 seasons ago.
That's Andre Miller for you.
And then continuing talking about the Sixers three-point shooting, the last 2 games, 27%, which was 8 for 30, 21%, 8 for 38. I mean, good God.
Yeah, and that total is? I thought the total was in there.
No, just the 2.
Okay, so 27%, 21. So you're probably like 24%. 24% shooting the 3 ball the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And we did a show talking about that we need another shooter, right? And we said no. Right now we were 5-0, and it looked like we were so palmsy that we weren't going to need that shooter. Okay, and then you get to this point where it's like, oh shit, we can't have Tobias shoot like this. Because we were really banking on that when we said we didn't need a shooter. We thought that, Tobias, Horford, enough guys, Mike Scott, enough guys can Joe, enough guys can hit the 3 ball that you're okay.
Yeah.
Well, in these last 2 games, that's been a glaring weakness of ours. And I can't blame that on Brett.
No.
I got to blame it on guys who need to hit their shots.
And while it is ungodly long stretch of missed threes, what I like from it, though, is he's still shooting. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
You don't want
Yeah, of
shooters to
course.
stop shooting.
We have enough guys that refuse to shoot.
Yeah, bro, he's not
right.
feeling
You know
good.
what
I'm not
I mean?
giving a guy a total excuse. I respect he's playing because most guys wouldn't want their numbers to be like that.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
True.
Most guys don't want to be talked about like that. So the fact that he's playing, I respect the hell out of it.
Sure.
Because these guys are divas, and a lot of these divas say, I don't feel good. I don't want my numbers affected. And he said, screw it. This team needs me to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that out of it. I think this team's still a tough team. I'm not running from the 5-0 team that I saw because I saw things. I saw things that I really liked. Mm-hmm. So I can build off of what I saw and then some stretches. This is the NBA, man.
So the next 4.
Yeah.
At Thunder Friday.
Should be a win.
Yeah,
at
win.
Cavs Sunday.
Should be a win.
Knicks at home Wednesday.
Definitely
that's
needs
a
to be a
win.
win.
And then Spurs home Friday.
It should be a win. You're home.
So, being home, I agree it's got to be a win. But
Little
that's
four-
the toughest out of the 4.
a little 4-0 stretch puts you what 11-4,
11-4.
right?
Nobody's complaining about that.
Nobody's complaining about that. I think even at
And
10-5,
then you go on
I
a
think even
little-
at 10-5, you're like, okay, come on,
Yep.
we're good, and I think we're gonna be good. Man, Brett even said it tonight. You can't judge his team after the All-Star break. In so many words.
Yeah, I mean, he said that he thinks it'll take till after Christmas for this team to get in a rhythm.
Yeah, it makes sense because that's when you win. You win Christmas on. We've talked about on Wednesdays for 4 years now that you win Christmas on. That doesn't mean this season, part of the season doesn't matter. But you're not in you're not 4-7.
No.
Right? So you're still winning games.
Right.
But it really gets going Christmas on. That's when you know what a team's all about. It's just like in the NFL, man. It's like in the NFL. You ain't remember for September and October.
No, I mean, no, you're right.
You remember for November and December, right, Ralphie? Right? So the same thing in the NBA. You remember from Christmas on.
The only reason why I'm worried about it is because we know how much we need to take care of business in the East. And we know other teams are going to do that. And
but remember one other thing, right? I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Because it's important to the conversation is that we're resting guys so that we have fresh legs for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I don't like today's NBA,
right.
But I get what they're trying to do. And they're trying to hey, I'll keep you out one night. Hey, Horford, I'll give you a night last night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're just trying to stay fresher and trying to win games that way. And I think over time they're going
Did
to.
Al not play last night?
No.
Did I miss that?
No, he
I
didn't
watched
play.
basically the whole game, and I
load
just
management.
totally blanked on
Yeah,
that.
they load management him.
Furcon, yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't mind it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Let's give him a breather.
Which then makes even tonight's disappointing.
That's what I said.
A little bit more disappointing.
That's what I said. That's the only reason I would have left them on. When I said 5 minutes left, bring in your backups and leave Horford and Ben
because
on.
He's fresher.
Was because Ben always plays fresh, essentially leg wise.
What I'm worried about is, and like I said, you're not wrong in that sense. I just worry, and maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but. We're not even a month removed of not only Joel and players saying this, but Brett Brown saying that, a priority of theirs is the number 1 seed, 60-plus wins. And I get it. You're not remembered for what you're doing in October, November, and even December, to be honest. But, like I said, when you're trying to get to that win total, every game matters. And I know what I'm saying is cliche.
He's not saying that not every game matters.
No, I get
that.
that.
But you can go on a huge run in the second half
True.
and get that 1 seed.
True.
Because some teams might start hot in this league, and they're going to go through some
fade.
stretches.
Yeah.
They're going to go through some stretches. Not everybody's the Golden State Warriors of the last 2 years with the kind of players they have where they're going winning 60-plus 70 games. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody's that team.
What keeps me comfortable in this sense, and like I said, and the question I was going to ask you before I even get to that.
Yeah, well, I was talking off the ledge. That's all I was doing over here.
What was that?
I was just talking you off the ledge.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I appreciate it. I need that sometimes. Honestly.
Like it's a disappointing loss line.
Listen,
I don't like losing to the Orlando Magic. I feel like I'm losing to Walt Disney. I don't feel good about that.
Listen, literally a week ago,
great guy. I mean, intentionally what he built. But
this time last week, I was saying literally on the air that I expect a parade. So I mean, listen, there's high expectations.
No,
and I'm not saying you don't, but you get my point.
But listen, I always say when we talk about expectations, I always say one thing. I said about the Eagles, and I got to say about the Sixers too. It's got to be this conference finals.
Yeah, I get.
Hey, that's fair. Let me be one of the last 4 teams standing. If I think my team's that good, right, and I'll play my cards from there. But that should be my expectations. Mm-hmm. And I get it because I get giddied up, and I say, "Oh, finals are boss. Finals are boss." And after 5 games, I started feeling that way, but I still was like trying to say that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's go conference finals and take steps forward. Now, I understand everything you're saying. I was just giving the other side of where some of this rest and some of these issues early on. You help you make a run from December on, where now you can go win like they did the 1 year where they win 18 out of 21 or something.
Without Joel.
Without Joel.
Ben Simmons was standing on his head.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go out and win 19 to 21 or something after the break, but you're playing like good enough basketball before the break.
Yeah.
You're probably a 1 seed.
True.
Or at least a 2. Yep. So if I'm 1 or 2, I'm good. I'm Gooch. I'm Gooch at 2. I'm even Gooch at 3 because a lot of things got to run through me anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
to
true.
get to where I got to get to.
Now, my question to you guys and the fam at home, how many games are we in officially? What's our record now? 74? So we're 11 games in.
Mm-hmm. Is it interrupted again?
Is it?
Yeah.
Did it really?
Again.
Ralphie, try the refresh.
It's there. My home. I mean, every time. It's a rough night over here. It's probably because of the weather. I don't know.
Thank God it's not me behind the board.
I'm going to get all over. It's not Verizon either. I can't even get all over Verizon.
Hit the OK there and then hit refresh. You got it, Ralphie. Listen, you got you.
He's back, baby. Look at the kid. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Did it go? No? Did it
Reconnect. There you go.
There she is. I'll let you
Firmly
know.
grasp it.
We're frozen, me staring in Greg's eyes.
Oh, he's there.
Ooh.
Now just check the post. Are we here?
Yep, we're back.
Oh, see, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, Facebook's been acting up tonight, man.
Smooth.
Facebook's been acting
Did it
up.
act up for you guys?
No.
Of course.
Yep.
It usually does, though. It usually does, to Ralph's point. At what is it, 20 games in, 25 games, 30 games, to where the concerns start, the whole, not excuse, but, it's early in the season, we're still finding ourselves. At what point in the season, how many games in are we going to be at, okay, Tobias still isn't playing well, Ben Simmons still isn't playing aggressive? Like, how many games in is it going to take for example, like a Chrome of the Week video to come out? Like Tobias Harris, he's not playing up to the contract, or Ben Simmons, he's still playing soft. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we're still in like the early parts of the season finding ourselves, rest, which I completely get.
I think somewhere that 25, 30 game range.
I agree.
And
I think
even
he's way deeper.
And even then, depending on where we're at, I'm still might not be overly concerned.
Okay. I won't say 25-30 ever again. Ever again will come out of my mouth when it pertains to the Philadelphia 76ers. Never will come out of my mouth 25 to 30 games. And I'll tell you why. Because we put this number on some fucking crumb that was here from Washington and now plays for Walt fucking Disney. Okay? And that was Markelle Fultz. I'll never put 25 to 30 on everything ever again. So watch your
mouth.
All
right, 31.
Okay.
We're about 35.
He totally redeemed himself.
Halfway through the 35th game, that's
31 to 35.
Yes. Halfway through the game. Third quarter,
I
7-minute
totally
mark.
forgot. I totally blanked on that.
No,
that was the number.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. So I'm gonna say 50.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I expect this team to be right around where they're at. I think they're gonna be fine. Like I don't think they're gonna be. They may not be the 1 or 2 seed going up to 50 games in, but they're probably gonna be at least 4 or above.
Yeah.
So
True.
you're gonna be right in striking distance.
That's where I was saying. Even at 31 to 35, depending on where our record sits, I still might not be there. You know what I mean?
There could be a crumb video at 31 if things aren't going well. Like really not going well.
There could be a crumb video tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Or when's the next game?
Friday?
Friday?
Yeah,
Friday. Oh, yeah, right when me and Philly sports guys. No, 9 o'clock actually. It starts right after them. The 9 o'clocker.
True.
Yeah, you lose the Thunder. There could be a crumb video coming out.
Listen, if we lose the Thunder, you know what the Crumbs are going to be saying?
Trade for Chris Paul.
Yeah, Ben Simmons for Chris Paul.
They got Chris Paul now.
Oh,
Well, listen, I will tell you one thing. I might have to go in defense mode if we lose to the Thunder. I might have to go protect my father. My father Brett, if we lose him, because he shoots him. Like my one buddy in the group, Billy Dawson, was making a point that they're worse than basketball pick and roll something or other, like scoring efficiency. And I was like, and this was 9 games in or whatever, 8 games in. I'm like, we're really judging this stat 8 games in, and I said now Brett, because the whole thing was because it was a shot at Brett. And I was like, so now Brett shoots the jumpers.
He's turning the ball over.
He's the one setting the screen and shooting the jumpers. I mean, come on, dude. I tell you guys all the time, the NBA is one of the sports that coaching's so overrated because the players just play, babe. If you're good,
what's funny,
you're going to score.
You know what's
funny, what I mean?
Too?
So what separates you?
Basketball.
The coach that gets you to play defense. That's what separates you.
Basketball, to me, is the one sport outside of the NBA where I think the coach has the biggest impact on the game.
You're such a fraud.
But at the NBA level, they don't because these guys
yes.
are just –
Oh, yes.
No, I said outside of the NBA.
Okay, sorry. Yes, you're correct.
Because in other areas, college, high school, whatever,
they really coach
the
up.
Coaches are really coaching them up, calling plays while they're coming down the floor.
And
in the NBA.
And I mean that too when I said that. Like I didn't mean
no. I know what you meant.
The coaching ranks of it.
No, but that's the funny
level.
thing because it
other
totally
sports,
flips in the NBA.
Yeah, in other sports, coaching's so important. So what we do is in the NBA, we value them coaching just
as like a football level.
Yeah, or even any of them.
Yeah.
Because the manager in baseball is so important, his
right.
decision making. What's an NBA got to do? You draw up some plays. If you got the talent's going to override it.
Yeah.
Guys are going to get to the bucket. You know what I mean, right?
He just has to call timeouts at the proper times.
Yeah. Everybody's supposed to be able to score.
True.
Okay, so what separates you? It's an NBA coach that can get you to play some goddamn defense.
Yep.
And if he can get you to play defense, your team's going to be good. And the good ones always get you to play defense. Right? The greats of all time got teams to play defense.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
Greg Pop, great of all time, gets his teams to play D. Right? Phil Jackson got his teams to play D.
Yep.
The list goes on. The list goes on. LeBron's teams right? Because I always say LeBron's teams, you never even had coaches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all his teams play D. Because he makes guys play defense.
The only team that's the anomaly is the Golden State Warriors because they just outscored everybody.
Yeah. But if you really look at it,
But in the playoffs, they had to play D.
but if you really look at it, one of the better defenders in our generation, and Draymond Green.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And
So-
Clay was there up
Yeah,
there.
you know what I mean? And Clay can palm you up.
Yep.
So in reality, yeah, it overshadowed because they just scored.
Durant
so
wasn't
much.
too shabby with it either.
No.
It was mostly just Steph.
It was just Steph.
It was
Yeah.
Steph. He
And-
was the one who was
but they
getting
weren't
exposed.
But
And
that
Andre.
wasn't their game.
And
Yeah.
Andre
Oh,
will
yeah.
palm
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, but that wasn't their game.
No,
No,
they're bench
no.
guys. Their bench guys
Yeah,
were more
yeah.
palms
No,
up.
they're-
but it
you're
was
right.
Draymond's. It was Draymond's.
Yes.
But I get your point. Their identity wasn't defense. It was shooting the lights out.
Right.
So I understand.
No. So it overshadows it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
It almost overrides the good things they can do. They did do defensively.
Absolutely.
Sorry, but yeah. So like, to me, it doesn't matter. It matters to a point. But this is a guy that gets him to play defense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like he's not getting them to do the one thing he's asking them to do most importantly, which is D it up.
Right.
Listen, if you're
Right.
not
Al
playing,
Horford said the other night. Sorry, right?
No, you're good.
He just
You're
said
good.
the other night that like, hey, I messed up on some defensive assignments.
Yeah.
Like, he's saying this. So, I mean, come on, man. And you're talking about firing the coach? Like, it's just, like, I hate to say it takes time because I hate that conversation.
Right.
But we're 7-4, and this is with how many new guys that were starting 5? 2? Right?
Yep. And then
Yeah.
your two big pieces, you have Simmons and Embiid, where we talked about last night.
Missed
They only
5
played-
games total.
They only played like 40-some minutes together for the first handful of games.
Yeah, and they missed 5 games going in as of tonight.
Yeah.
5 games after the night total combined.
Yeah, because by the
Out
time
of
the
your
one
11.
came back from suspended, the other one got hurt.
Yep, out of 11. Out of 11.
True.
So, and you're 7-4, and you're yelling about you call for coaches' heads when your 2 best players have missed a combined 5 games. I mean, somebody get a fucking clue. I mean, I don't understand it. If you're 4-7, then it's like, wow, then it is a coaching issue because other guys can't step up. Other guys aren't good enough.
You're right.
But you're 7-4. It's like LeBron and AD missing 5 games total, and you guys are 7-4. Are you bitching and moaning?
No, because we're 7-4.
No, you're not, because 2 of your best players have load management, this and that, and they want to rest them, and you're still winning games. Like no AD tonight, still winning the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to complain. Now, if you,
I'm not.
If you lose the
About
next
to be
night,
9-2.
well,
We're
understand.
8-2.
You understand what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Okay, like you're not going to get up in arms. I don't care about that. You're not going to get up in arms.
I mean, I just can't relate because my stars don't. They
Well,
don't
shut-
do.
they absolutely do. They absolutely
You
do.
brought him in.
They absolutely do. That's what they do. LeBron's the king of load management.
Is he?
He'll load manage.
He plays every game.
Oh, you'll see.
Every game.
You'll see, honey.
Every
You'll
game.
see. Don't buy tickets,
He
babe.
loves loads.
Don't do a flight.
Oh my God.
Don't do a flight.
Oh my God.
Greg's always got to take it to another level.
He's always just chilling there. He's in the corner in the
I didn't even
weeds.
hear what he said.
He loves loads. He loves loads.
What was your thing you wanted to say about the Sixers before we got wild and crazy?
Oh, so
There was like a stat or something.
no, it was one. It's whether or not I'm over, looking into this. If this is a concern for anybody, when Brett Brown is talking about Joel's conditioning, coming off of when he's suspended to where he's supposed to be rested, and he's talking about, the conditioning's not where we want it to be, but our goal is to get it as close as we can so we can have the Joel Embiid that we want. Like, we're 7 games in, and we're talking. Like, is that revealing that he's not doing the conditioning? We're back to the Chick-fil-A.
No. Basketball conditioning is different than any other conditioning there is.
Okay.
Like in-game conditioning. So the way you get your conditioning up is by playing.
I
right?
gotcha.
So as he continues to play, he's
and practicing.
and practicing. But as you
And Joel doesn't practice.
Which he doesn't do.
but whatever, the games get you.
Well, no, but that was to Ryan's point. Some of that when you don't practice
You
because
need
of
the
the load
games.
management,
He practices though.
I don't think as much as
Very hands off.
Yeah,
It's very hands off.
I think that's part of the load
It's
management.
literally-
I just think it's part of
It's
the load
literally
management.
Joel going into the corner and doing Joel's thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
And
get
it's
you.
Simmons, hey Ben, go to the
Yeah, but-
corner
but
and
you're
shoot.
You're not getting the practices nowadays.
now
No,
in
there's-
the season they're not.
They're like
they're in
walkthroughs. They're
preseason.
walkthroughs.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so everybody slow down. I'm talking about in season.
Well,
all right?
no, he still doesn't really practice.
I'm not talking about fucking practice. All right?
Practice.
We talking about practice,
And I'm not. Okay?
We talking about practice.
I'm talking
not the
about
game.
in game.
Not the game.
I'm talking about in game.
Yeah.
You're telling me it doesn't take time for some big guys like himself who has been suspended twice and at load management at least once. If I don't know if it was more than that, but at least once, maybe twice.
Two.
Okay, so that's 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think it takes them time to get his game up to where he's playing 34 minutes and feeling good at 34?
But he was supposed to have dropped a couple pounds in the offseason.
And he played 34 minutes, Greg, and he had a good game.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the problem. The last game he played, he had a great game.
I'm just answering his question.
Well, I'm just answering everybody's question. He had a great game the last game he played.
I don't necessarily disagree with your concern. I don't think it's an overly concern.
No, I don't think so either.
You know what
because
I mean, there is.
I'm going to continue.
There is slightly, just because
No.
you looked like he thought he was coming in shape, and then
he's in shape.
basketball shape is different.
He's
You're
in shape.
absolutely correct.
He's in shape. You look at the guy. He's not in shape. He's in shape. He's in shape.
All right.
He doesn't look sluggish at the fourth quarter.
Dude, he's a big dude, bro. He's a big bro. Come on, babe. I mean, that again, that's basketball shape. That's playing.
Okay.
Remember, he's still a baby. He's still 25.
Yeah.
So, and he started playing basketball when he was what, 18? A little puppy
Oh,
pop.
I have no issues with him. I would just.
Well, I'm just clarifying.
I understand where Ryan's concern comes
Well, I'm
from.
telling Ryan.
I didn't say it was a
and
concern.
you-
I'm just asking. I'm just chilling.
I'm telling both of you that don't be concerned because game shape just takes a minute for some guys his size.
Ryan Farrer chimes in. I really think Tobias is hurt, and we don't understand how injured he is. But
No,
the
he's
medical
sick.
staff is complete garbage.
He's sick. Remember he
Foolish
said
team in 11 games in. People need to chill.
Yup. People
That-
need to slow the
That
fuck
group
down.
has some clowns in it, myself at times. And he says the Eagles will beat the Patriots.
I hope so.
There you go.
I mean, me and Rye got him because we got a good because we've been undefeated this year.
Sweep says Daddy's getting mad at Greg. Watch out, Rhino.
No,
I'm chilling.
I'm just telling you, for some big
chilling.
guys, and I'm not making excuses for them, but when you miss 5 games,
No, it's
okay,
definitely- it's
like it takes a
absolutely-
minute for basketball shit. Then you
Sure.
play 34 minutes in a game where you haven't played 34 minutes all year, right? Now it's like, oh, you look sluggish. So I'm just saying, right? All I'm saying is, don't worry.
Okay.
He's
Be
going to be
happy.
fine.
All
He's
right.
going to be. This team's going to be fine.
All right.
I'm here to calm everybody down tonight.
Oh,
I'm very
shut
calm.
the hell up, Greg. I'm here to calm everybody.
I'm very calm.
I'm here to calm everybody down. And we're 7-4. If we were 4-7, I'd be punching that camera.
Who would be your biggest crumb if we were 4-7?
Well, it depends. I mean, if we're 4-7 because Tobias shot like this over 11 games, I might drive down to the Wells Fargo. He'd be talking about the security he needed. he might then hire me when he sees me roll up.
Yeah, I mean, because, too, you're right. It would be Tobias because the sickness only applies the last 2 games.
Oh, the sickness is over Friday night.
Well, thank you.
All right,
Thank
babe.
you.
Like you got big time money that we should be IV in
Why
20.
is it that everyone's getting sick, too? Like, why is it, everyone's sick. Somebody,
We
it's always
we
the
went
stomach.
From 70 to 30.
What?
Like temperature-wise. Like
I'm glad,
yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one that was like, huh?
No, you just know. Like, I just
Yeah, I
think
didn't
it's this
know the number.
area and the temperature.
No,
But
absolutely.
it's stomach related. It's not the sniffles.
But you know what you do? You know what these guys
Airborne?
don't do?
Little airborne.
Airborne's great. Airborne's phenomenal. But what I'm telling you, though, like, these guys are pro athletes. How am I not getting IVs and
Right.
all the good stuff?
Yeah, you're right.
Like all the good stuff. Well, there's IVs and shit that'll ding you back up.
Yeah.
Like boom, I'm back. What, we playing tonight?
KCP.
You want to play doubleheader? You know what I mean? I'm
Giddy
feeling good.
up! Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'll just shoot this shit again up in the halftime.
Yeah.
Get a little double
L.A.
dip.
talk. The streets L.A. talk.
Big injury just now, by the way.
Yeah,
For
Yeah.
LA.
KCP just walked to the locker room.
Yeah, that's cute. Ralph moved to L.A. They got Tent City and shit.
KCP's like Tobias Harris. He can't
Oh.
buy a shot.
Okay, Tobias is sick, babe.
That's disrespectful.
I
That's so
don't know.
disrespectful.
KCP stinks.
Tobias' whole
He's got
career.
3 names.
He shouldn't be on a roster. Come on, stop.
Greg, you're 100% right, and you're not usually right, but you're 100% right.
Welcome
Ralph,
to the show.
Ralph, Tobias' career. Look at his 3-point percentage, babe.
And how many teams has his?
What does
has
that?
he
What does
been
that
on?
matter? He's on Philly
Trading
now.
value for value.
He's
okay?
at Philly for a long time. So all the teams that he did
Been
played.
on 5 teams.
Hold on,
on
Ralph.
those 6
Hold on,
years.
Ralphie.
And
Ralph,
KCP's on his first.
Greg,
Yeah.
He's been
hold
on 2.
on. Everybody pump their brakes. What I'm trying to tell you is, how long is he with the Sixers now? He got his max money and staying in one spot, right? So you need to buy a clue
The
that.
the max money ain't looking too good right now, huh?
What, over 11 games?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fine.
Jeez.
Okay.
It's fine.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
It's a great response by you.
Yeah.
I can't. I hope to God we get a Lakers-Sixers finals.
You don't want to see us.
I
Me
pray
too.
to
You don't
God.
want to see
Me
I
us.
too.
pray to
See
God.
us.
Me
Yeah,
too.
you don't want
I
that.
do want to see you.
Because
you
either
don't.
way, I'm
Because your
happy.
point guard don't shoot the ball.
Either way, I'm happy
Okay.
because I got there.
Promise you this: if we're getting to the finals, he's shooting something. He's shooting the ball.
I don't
Well, he's
know.
probably shooting on Kendall.
Oh.
Out in L.A. too. The away. Listen,
Yeah.
if we lose,
Probably
if we
in
lose
Kansas
out in
City.
L.A., I'm blaming her.
Probably in the tents. Right outside the stadium.
Jesus.
What up, Tristan?
What's up,
I
Tristan?
see you chiming in. Bill, what up, babe? Is that a little Zeke? Zeke watching late
Oh
night?
my God, we have an
I
appearance.
see you, honey. Where you been,
Oh, is he
baby?
peeking?
Hey, girl.
Where you been? Foolish, what up, Dad? I see you. Philly Jim. Is that James Tatum? Philly
I
Jim?
believe so. Yes.
What up, Dad? Everybody living life?
Chill.
So, Phillies talk?
Yeah, let's get
How
into
about
it.
this?
Done,
huh?
I'm done yelling about the Sixers. I'll be yelling at the Phillies
Speaking
real
of Kendall,
soon.
isn't that her?
And now, Ralph. This is what I can't stand.
Is that her?
I don't care who
No,
that is.
that's Emily Ratajkowski.
Well, he needs to upgrade that
Yeah.
because that's better. It's a better set.
Oh,
Better.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They get a better set.
She's solid.
This is my issue, Ralph.
Entourage movie.
This is my issue, and I got to get this off my chest with you because you're too good of a guy for this move. The fact that you're 3 for 4, because we're going in the Phillies now. Now you're going to rejoin, and you're going to be all giddied up with us, you know, and you're going to be kumbaya, and we're all eating dinner for Thanksgiving, right? And you know what? I'm good with it, okay? I let it be. But when you're from this area, you can't be. You're so much better than that piece of shit that was here for a little bit. You're so much better than being a 3 for 4 and going for like air quote America's team type crap. You're better than that.
And we all know why.
There's
you're
such a
Lakers
history
fans.
of basketball. Shut your mouth and listen, because you're here to listen to the grown talk. There's such a history of basketball in this city that is disgraceful to me that anybody from this city.
Especially Delco. Like, how
Oh yeah, because he's from Delco.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because you're right, you're spot on.
Like there's such a history here. Doc and the thing, you know, AI, and that's just 2 names, right? Right, and there's such a history because it's a big basketball city, and you're really not jabron. And it's amazing me, and I love you. I'll welcome you into the Phillies conversation, but I'm upset, and I'm going to let you know every Wednesday night at some point throughout basketball season how upset I am. And we might have a baptism here. We might do a baptism and have to say it's one way or the other. You have to decide. You're either 4 for 4 or you can't talk the other 4 sports here.
We
Or the other
attempt.
3.
Yeah, the union. You can't talk about the union.
Yeah. You know, I was talking about that. Any 3 of the other ones. You'd say, I got no comment on every
That
show.
sucks. She's on a soccer show.
Every show, you got to be like, no comment.
I offered him in a moment
Next
of
question, please.
Next question.
in a moment of unity.
Just
last
here
year.
so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
As the Sixers were entering the playoffs and
Skittles.
LeBron was starting, you know, his
fade.
you know, he was going to start golfing because they were close to the playoffs. I offered him a gift, and that was the Boban jersey. I offered it to him that he would accept it and he would be a part of the family. He wouldn't even look at the jersey, and I find that extremely disrespectful.
Me too.
That's the type of guy he is. So don't say
Disgraceful.
he's a good guy.
I went to the Sixers game with you guys.
We know.
And look, you hung in the corner.
We
You
know.
Oh,
ha-
by the way,
hung
we
out in
should
the corner.
go when Jimmy comes back.
So now you want the group of Sixers?
I would love to throw a battery. You know what I mean? I'm a big battery tosser.
And we all know why he's truly a Lakers guy. We know this, right? We know
Tristan
the
says he's a
reasoning.
Sixers fan inside. I know why guys are certain fans of certain teams. When you talk about the legacy teams and the well-known ones, I know why.
No,
guys
it's not
are.
even that. It came down to the 2001 finals, and I
became
know in
Trump.
his head, 'cause he was the same age as me. Whoever's the winner, I'm going to be a fan
Yeah,
of. That's
you-
what it was.
you little
It's all
bitch.
right.
You were a
See?
little bitch
See,
back then.
he has nothing to say. He knows. He knows.
Little crumb.
He loved the
crumb
purple and gold, the piss yellow. He loved it all.
A little creme
he
brulee.
loved it all.
A little creme brulee over there.
What up, Alex?
What up, Alex?
What's up, Alex?
So, Phil's, and let's get, I'm going to keep this quick here.
Yeah.
Because we did talk about it a lot beforehand. But got to be an aggressive offseason. I don't think Joe Girardi signs here unless he knows his organization's got an open checkbook. The way John Middleton has reacted swiftly to getting rid of Gabe Kapler and moving on from that experiment and that shit show.
No JaVale,
Okay,
right.
I think that tells you a lot about what John Middleton wants to do moving forward, where he's been very hands-on, which means he wants to win now. Once he opened up his checkbook last year, it all changed for him that he wants to win. And I don't think he's going to stop until he wins.
Right.
So I think they're going to go out, and I think they're going to spend big-time money in places. You know, we talked about some positional moves that could happen. You know, I know Ryan brought it up. You know, is Rhys Hoskins I got to get dealt for a number one arm? You know, or – you know, I just can't think of any, you know, other moves. Do you go out and do you sign, you know, do you back the Brinks up for a Mookie Betts? You know, do you back the Brinks up for, you got somebody?
Well, I mean, you trade Rhys Hoskins in a package for Lindor. That's the move. That's what you do.
Yeah, well, you got to hope, you know, they're willing to give up Lindor.
I believe they are.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Well, we'll find out very quickly. Yeah.
But either way, like even in free agency, I expect an aggressive baseball team.
No, I would think so too.
Like you have a lot of upgrades you need to solidify. Who's going to be your everyday center fielder? You know, I'm just going over all these things. Is it going to be Adam Hazley? Is it going to be a Dubal Herrera? You know what I mean? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be a split? You know, even though they're both lefties, you know, how are you going to work that out?
Right.
You know, so there's a lot of question marks. Your bullpen, tons of question marks from your entire rotation outside of Aaron Nola and even Nola to a point, question marks. Okay? So I mean you got a team filled with question marks. Your lineup, question marks, outside of a couple guys. Right? So, you know, what decisions, what upgrades are gonna happen? It's gonna be Mike Moustakas at third base, which would be a gigantic upgrade offensively. Are you throwing the brink truck at Gerrit Cole, like it's been reported?
Yep.
So I mean, you know, if you're in on Gerrit Cole and you're in on Mike Moustakas, then you're trying to win a World Series. And I like it, but don't lie to me.
Right.
That's all.
Don't go half.
That's all I have to say
the other side
on
of it,
any Phillies right this second.
The other side
in
of
November.
it too is what do you do with JT? How long do you go? How much money? Because you look around the league and there, you know, not many successful teams. Their catcher is their highest paid, or not even the highest paid, but a highest chunk of the payroll. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got paid in St. Louis.
Yeah.
So
you know, but like for me, you know, if you're looking at locking up JT real long term, I'm at like 5 for $100.
Yeah, I don't even care right now because he's got another year to play.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I'll cross that bridge when I get closer to that bridge. You know what I mean? I agree with you. I agree with what you're talking about. But you know what I mean? We're you can.
Yeah,
do that.
I just assume that's
You can
coming
do
this
that
off season.
You can do that in season.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So I mean, you don't have to worry about it all
You
season.
need 2 starters, one of which you hope is at least a top end.
Well, we talk about you give me a Gerrit Cole and you give me a Cole Hamels. At least I got a lefty in my rotation. So now I have finally a lefty in my rotation.
Sure.
And now Eflin can be my 5.
Right.
And Arrieta can be my 4. I'll feel a lot more comfortable there. Mm-hmm. Right? Don't you think that's a World Series contender team?
Yeah, I would. It's better than what we had.
Huh.
You know, Gerrit Cole alone.
You don't think that rotation alone should make you at least compete in the NL? You know, if you get the Aaron Nola of the year before.
Sure. And
right?
he's going to bounce back.
Right, and you get Nola, Cole, and then you know that right there should make you a favorite in the NL or close to it.
Well, I think
to go 1-2 punch.
And obviously the more, you know, the rumors and everything come out, you know, the more we're going to have understanding. And as we know very, very well here in Philadelphia, there's no way of truly knowing where these players are going to go this time of the year. Hell, in March we really didn't know where Harper or Machado were going. So it's going to be a process, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. I would imagine my gut feeling is that the big-time pitchers we're not going to get in free agency. I don't personally believe Cole is coming here. I believe he's either a Yankees or a West Coast guy. And I don't know. The Strasburg thing is just – I don't even know.
How that goes, though.
Go ahead.
I know how that goes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
If you're willing to overpay, he'll be a Philly guy real quick.
Oh, yeah, I got
Listen, when my man throws a Scott Boras hat on immediately after a game, if you're backing the brink up more than everybody else, I'm now a big fan of you. Like if a team that you thought like that's not good came at him with big time money more than anybody else, he's going there.
Giants.
You understand what I'm saying? Now?
No, you're absolutely right.
So you know, and there's even other things.
You're the biggest check in the room.
And Madison Bumgarner wants out of San Fran. There's been reports of that.
Yep.
So you know, to hire Gabe Kapler, I want out. Say, we'll take you off your hands. So I'll rather have Madison over Cole. So go get me Gerrit Cole and Madison Bumgarner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
You
See how I
scared me
did
there.
that?
You did. You
See how I
got me
did
there.
that?
Ooh.
You
See how I
got me
did
there. I was like,
All
whoa.
right? You give me Noah, Gerrit Cole, and Madison Bumgarner. I'm not only the best team in the NL East, I'm the best team in the NL.
Well, we talked about it too, to where when we
He's
look
on
at,
paper. On paper.
when we
And I
look,
need Moustakis too. Sorry.
no, you're good. When we
And
look
then
at
I am.
trades too, because to me, we talked about it, before the show, the fact that there are reports, 2 reports in like 3-4 days that we're not only looking at one third baseman in Donaldson, we're looking at another in Moustakis. That's
Fuck Donaldson. Go ahead.
well, I would rather have Moustakis.
No, I just every time somebody's going to say something.
But here, I'd rather have either of them over Franco. You know what I'm saying? So either of them is an upgrade. But
yeah.
that's not saying much, obviously. But I'm looking at that when I personally, I know this is it's not confirmed or anything, but I personally was under the understanding that their plan is to bring Bohm up sooner rather than later. Number 1, because the guy is just awesome down there. Number 2, because of the previous relationship he has with Girardi. So I think that's going to give a little boost of, man, let's give this kid a little, you know what I'm saying? Like another voice in the room that knows the kid.
Yeah.
So I think that was big. So then I see, okay, well, we're talking about maybe just getting a bridge guy. Well, if you're getting Moustakis or Donaldson, could you get a 1-year? Maybe, but I don't think so. I think you're looking more of a 2-year, 3-year option. So that's no bridge. So then you're looking at, okay, your guy that's on the fast track to come up for your third base, then he's blocked. So then I'm like, okay, then who's moving? That's why I'm so confident that Rhys is gone, because you're looking at if they just were looking into one third baseman, if they're looking into Rendon, if they're, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, because you're doing due diligence.
Right.
Obviously,
Yeah,
the big names. But if you're looking at multiple and that's coming out immediately, that's a trend. And we haven't even gotten to Rendon yet, because if they're looking at those two, I'm sure they're looking at Rendon. So that's 3 then. Then that causes me to think, okay, maybe they're looking at Bohm at first, because that was rumored in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe at first. But they wouldn't do that because of Rhys. Well, Rhys, I think, would be kind of the piece of a big trade, for example. I look at Lindor because I think that makes sense because, on the Phillies' perspective, they need to make a big splash because you're looking straight up in the air at the Braves. Obviously, the Nationals, they just won a title. And record-wise, the Mets, they finished better than you. Mm-hmm. So you're now 4th, and the only reason why you're not 5th is because the Marlins are barely a baseball team. So you're looking straight up there.
Who owned us?
2, to your point, Girardi's not coming here if you're not making a splash.
No.
So that is in free agency, and I believe that's trade. The thing that sucks is that in the past, you could trade prospects, assets, young guys. You have that, but not compared to all these other clubs.
No, you got to trade a proven guy like Rhys Hoskins.
So I think, for example, just spitballing here, maybe a trade of a Hoskins, a Hazley, a Stott, for example, for a Lindor, or you're doing a little less and you're putting Hoskins in there for a Kluber, for example, and that's just one team. Then another team that I think is interesting and I think could match up very well with us when doing business with us is the Red Sox. You've heard ever since Mookie Betts has said he wants to enter free agency, he wants to play the game, he wants to know his worth. The Red Sox have been all hands on deck when you talk about clearing money to have time for Mookie Betts, have room for Mookie Betts.
Right.
So my understanding is that it's pretty much everyone has a price at the moment. So I'm thinking, okay, if you're looking at pitchers, is Chris Sale available? You know what I'm saying? Coming off of a rough year, you put Hoskins, you said, you and I talked about it, to where there's an opening at first base. Maybe they see a young guy who's not making – Hoskins isn't making a ton at all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? To where it's a young guy, he's a power hitter. You can bring him in for trade. You can blink one moment, and you have Chris Sale here. So you're looking at Chris Sale and Nola. You sign, let's say, for example, you get Cole Hamels. You have Arrieta as your 4 and, say, Zach Eflin as your 5? Hello?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that – I think the Hoskins move is very influential with this entire next coming season.
Well, it could be, but they have money. So
Well, true.
You can make anything happen with money. You can't look at it like you're restricted, like in some sports, like in all sports, really. You know what I mean? You're not restricted at this level.
And that's where
the great thing about it.
Yeah.
And that's
so
where
like if they decide, there's 2 ways to go about Alec Bohm. There's when you're in win now mode, which is what they're in. There's, okay, we bring Alec Bohm up and we play him at first base, to your point, or we play him at third base, whatever the case may be, and then we load up around him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we spend tons of money in other places. And there's the old adage, which this organization loves to do, is keep them down for a year and put a stopgap in on a vet and still load up and try to win.
True.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. Do I want Alec Bohm up? Absolutely. Right now, he can come up and be my starting third baseman right away. And they feel like defensively he's not there, and they want to trade Rhys Hoskins and move him to first, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm all for that. But then I need a top-of-the-line rotation guy. Yep. And the only reason I say no on Kluber is just because of the age.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm out on Kluber. I need somebody 27 or younger.
Yeah, but I think Kluber's only a one-year guy, so that's where I'm like, I might say yes. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I think Kluber only has 1 year left on his deal.
Yeah, but why would I say yes to 1 year left on his deal while I'm trading Rhys Hoskins?
Because you're in win-now mode.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to get more back than a guy on a 1 year deal.
Agreed. No, I understand that.
If I'm trading that low money to bring on all that money for a year.
Yeah.
I
know. I understand.
So no, I'm in win now mode. Doesn't mean I'm going to get fleeced. And I'm just going to give a guy away. For a guy on a 1 year deal. No, I want somebody. The guy doesn't have to be under team control. Guy could be signed.
Yeah.
Could be signed to a big time deal. Make sense?
Yeah,
I
don't
with
think,
the club.
I don't think.
Well, you're looking at like
Kluber is getting fleeced though.
I know the pop.
We win that.
No, I think we win that, but long term, do we win
right.
it?
I got you there.
When you talk about a 26-year-old player compared to how old's Kluber?
34 to 35.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Justify that.
Like I could do it for 30. You know what I mean? Like the max. Like depending on who the 30-year-old is, then maybe I could. You could talk me into it. And I'm not a Rhys guy. Remember this. You know what I'm saying?
No. How old is Sale, by the way?
I don't know. I thought he was like 28.
So I mean that's right there.
And the only reason I think he had a bad year is just tough sometimes when you pitch that much the year before.
Oh, it was Hamels 2009.
Yeah, it's just like
no, I get it. But like
I don't
I said,
like it. I don't like it. Other guys don't do it.
He's 30 years old, Chris Sale.
Really?
30. Okay. See that's my limit.
That's borderline.
That's my limit.
But maybe
33.
33.
Kluber?
See, I'm
Yeah,
out
no,
on
I
that,
can't
dude.
do
For
that.
26 for 33. I love Kluber too, but I'm just not. I'm in win now mode over the next 3-4 years too. You know what I mean? I'm just not in win now mode for the next year. I'm in win now mode. You know what I mean? I want guys that I know can last for a second too.
And remember the thing with Chris Sale too. I completely agree with you as to the reasoning why he had a down year. That's where our mindset. We're talking about a Red Sox team that's panicking right now. Maybe they're overthinking it, thinking, "Oh my God, maybe we can get rid of him now." For example, maybe they panic. That works in our favor. For example,
maybe we can. Maybe it's a situation where now Mookie's not a free agent this year, next year, right?
I believe so.
So maybe it's a situation where you can somehow put a package together, a Rhys and some prospects.
2 years, Kluber.
Okay.
17.5 this year, 18. It's an option, but it's 18
It's
next
not even
year.
that bad compared to what the rates are going to be.
Right.
But the point is maybe you can put a package together, a Rhys, and now you would need to load this package up. But if they're scared of him walking because of money, you put a package together for Mookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Spencer Howard, sorry, bud.
Listen, I'll do anything for a guy.
Sorry,
like
Rhys, Spencer Howard, a couple other prospects. Bye.
Right.
Who else do you want down there? You have anybody but Bohm.
Well,
Because Bomb's going to come up for me. You can have Howard. You can have Moniak. I don't give a shit. Who you want?
Yeah, because we're trading again.
Who you want for Mookie?
No disrespect to the guys, the prospects, but we're trading gift cards for proven talent.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go put Mookie in center. I know you play right. I know you're great and right, but we're gonna put you in center.
He can handle it. He can handle it.
You'll be fine.
For the money he's going to be getting, he can handle it.
You'll love it. You'll love it. We're gonna keep Harper in right, and you and Harper are at that part of the outfield are cornerstone for the next however long.
And like I said,
and now you got a great foundation offensively that you can win with. Great foundation offensively you can win with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got now two scary bats in your lineup.
Oh, yeah.
And now you just put the pitching set together the right way. You are an automatic World Series contender type team. I get cute. You talk about Lindor. I love Lindor, right? I'm going to one-up it. You know what I mean? We're talking about Hoskins and the deal. Let's one-up it then. Let's say fuck the pitching. We'll go sign pitching. We'll go spend money on pitching. That's what the real good teams do. They go spend money on pitching. They get everything else. They go get everything else elsewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So go trade Hoskins, Moniak, Howard, right, and two other guys in that deal, and do a 5-for-1. And they're getting a guy proven MLB guy who can hit 35.
Absolutely.
So you're just spicing the deal up for him because I want the second best player in baseball here. I'm a big fan of that. You know what I mean? And a guy who's won. I'm a big fan of that, too. So let's go sign Gerrit Cole, and let's go win the whole damn thing. And we can pretty much end the Phillies conversation right there.
Sure.
Go get me Mookie Betts somehow, some way, find a way to get it done and sign me Gerrit Cole. I know I might be living in a fantasy world, but not really when a guy's on a 1-year deal and it's going to demand big-time money. Not that they can't pay it,
Right.
but do they want to pay it? So find out how bad they want to pay it. Make the call.
I hear you.
Give me the Red Sox number. I'll call somebody right now.
Listen, Clintack's going to have a chip on his shoulder. You would think.
Oh, unless he's a vagina.
Well, we very well could be from everything that he's ever done, for example. But like what we talk about, I'm focusing more on trades. You're focusing more on free agency. Who says you can't do both? Who said you can't double dip?
Exactly.
When you have the flexibility with the ownership willing to spend,
Yep.
you have the tradable assets, which they're not a lot, but in this year to where it can match up to where there are teams panicking to clear money, or for example, like a Lindor, to where I could argue this is his top value for a team like them because they're kind of at a crossroads right now, and he's a top 5, top 10, more like a top 5 when you account for the contract and how valuable that is. You're never going to get top value for like this again because it's not like you're trading for a high contract guy. He's making nothing.
Yeah.
Nah, Tristan, I think Segura stays. Like, I think Segura's your shortstop. I think Kingery's your second baseman. You go for Moustakas at third, in my opinion, which I would love. You bring Alec Bohm up to first. You trade Hoskins in a big-time package for Mookie Betts, right? And then maybe Hazley's in that deal. Maybe it's Hazley and freaking –
Stop.
Maybe it's Hazley and Hoskins. And you go from there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
was going to have to be.
I think it would be Hazley Hoskins. I think it would have to be that pick, the Stott.
Yeah, Stott.
And maybe like a pitcher or something.
It might not have to be Bryce's guy because it could be Spencer Howard because now you're talking about two guys who are playing in the MLB in Hazley and Hoskins. And Hazley's has good production his first year. So you're getting two young guys right there that are in the league. And then you add a pitcher in there. And then I think after that you can go –
2 years in a row, we get rid of our top pitcher.
Yeah, but you can go for Mookie Betts. And,
No, I know.
And
I get it. I'm just saying.
Yes, I do.
I'm just throwing that out.
Why? Because I spend money on pitching.
Okay.
I'll do that 3 years in a row.
I don't disagree.
I spend money on pitching.
I'll make that a trend. I'll do it 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got another guy coming up. Bye. For a guy that's one of the best in baseball, I have to.
I get it, but he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Sweep. Yeah, I agree.
Who's not going anywhere?
Mookie.
That's what Sweep said.
Yeah.
I know he's not going where I said I'm living in a fantasy world.
No, I know you are. I know, and I'm just trying
I can make a deal.
I'm just trying to burst your fantasy.
Well, listen, you can. I agree with you. He's not going anywhere. I'm buying into what Ryan said, how they're getting nervous.
Right.
So I piggybacked off of that by saying that, hey, then, if they're getting nervous, make the call and give them an offer they can't refuse.
Sweeps. Do you think Lindor's going anywhere, Sweeps? I want to know. I want to see if Sweeps thinks
I don't think so because Cleveland needs him. They win every time he plays. When he was healthy, as soon as he got healthy, they started winning.
He was healthy? Wasn't he healthy all year?
No, he was hurt at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think he was banged up.
To start the year?
Yeah, I believe so.
But my point is, if you offer a Hoskins, a Hazley, a Moniak, a Howard, and then another whatever, say not even Bryson Scott. If you want to be Bryson Scott, then Bryson Scott. There's certain deals where 5-1 where you're just like, oh shit, you're boss and you're like, man, I don't want to give this guy up, but it's a lot.
It's going to take a mega deal.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's
just like, hey, would you be willing to accept this?
Yeah, it's
and
like,
again,
what do we get
And
offered
then
for
as
Trout?
you're offering it, you're like, oh my god, this is so much.
Yes.
If you say no, it's okay. You know what I mean?
Listen,
But in the back of your head, you're like,
I
you
won't be offended if you say
have like
no
mixed
and don't
emotions.
counter.
You have mixed emotions when you're giving up.
You start listing off the players you're willing to go up, and you're like, oh, I hope he says no. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he says, yeah, we're in. And you're like, okay, well, we got Mookie Betts. You understand? So it's a win. It's a win. But no, will they do it? No. I think what you got to go out and do is you got to go out and sign Gerrit Cole. You have to go out and just back up way more money than everybody else. But this, like I told you, the second he puts Scott Boras hat on, tells me everything I need to know. He wants a ton of money. Give him a ton of money. More than anybody else. Okay? Second thing you do, go get Mike Moustakas. Guys, just always finds his way into the postseason.
Yeah, he does.
Okay? Winner guy, knows what it takes. I want guys like that on my baseball team. If Rhys stays at first, whatever, I'm fine with it. Okay? And if Bohm doesn't come up this year, it is what it is. All right? It is what it is. Now, if you trade Rhys, fine. And you go get a pitcher, good. Then Bohm can play first. I'm good either way there for this year. If you go sign Moustakas, or just keep what's his face there?
Bohm in third.
But I would rather go the other way. I'd rather trade Hoskins, sign Moustakas, move Bohm to first, go from there, and like I said, bring in the Cole Hamels too, and get a Gerrit Cole, and Hoskins for whatever, man. You then want to spice up your farm system a little bit and go that direction with a Hoskins deal instead of going for like guys.
Right.
Maybe you get like a bullpen piece and then a bunch of prospects. Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then you can just go spend money in other spots.
Yeah.
You're sort of your outfield's sort of set with McCutchen back. You know what I mean? So McCutchen, Hazley, Harper. You're sort of set out there for the most part.
Yeah.
What it looks like.
If he's not in any of the deals.
What? What's he saying?
On Mookie, he says they would burn Fenway to the ground.
Oh.
Don't waste your breath.
No, I know they would. But sometimes you just maybe I throw 7 guys in there. I don't know.
Bigger than the Trout deal.
You want the entire Double-A organization, farm system?
Von Hayes is going to be out of a name anymore.
24 for 1.
24 for 1.
I'm serious. I'll go on record right now, and I've said this numerous times. I can't stand Matt Klentak. I think he's way too passive. I would be very surprised if there's not a mega deal made by the Philadelphia Phillies, trade-wise. I would be very surprised.
But you just said he's passive.
Yes, so my point is I'm so confident that we're going to see something different as opposed to in the past.
Gotcha.
To where I acknowledge the reputation he has from all of us, which is justified, is he is too passive. I believe he's going to come out of his little shell. He's going to have a little chip on his shoulder, and he's going to step away from the computer, and he's going to grow a set for 5 minutes, and he's going to make a call. I would be very surprised because, like you said,
I hope there's more than one. I think there needs to be. I think there needs to be 2 mega moves and a bunch of moves in between.
Yeah.
For this team to be a World Series contender.
I mean, just because there's so many holes.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need a lot of pieces.
You do. But that's it. That's a great show, fam.
Yeah.
It's great Phillies talk.
Sweep says no on Lindor.
Face the franchise.
Well,
I get it.
Nah, they
I
don't.
understand.
They won't. Just like they won't trade Mookie, but we can dream.
Yeah.
But again, you all for late guys.
Mike Piazza to manage the
I still think
Italian
so. I think
national
it's a
team.
Mikey Piazza, let's go, baby. I hate the fucking Mets, but I do love Piazza. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's all right.
You don't like Mike?
Nah,
Cool with him. I'm cool with him.
I don't hate him.
Well, it sounds like you do.
Yeah.
No, I don't hate him.
It was,
I mean, that was a
Nah,
quick
I
reaction.
got
Just
you.
on him.
I like that he's coaching my Italian
No,
guys.
absolutely.
All right,
I
have some
just-
fucking respect.
The guy can flat out hit.
That's how we drive to the woods.
I just wish he was a better
You
catcher.
want to take a drive?
We go for a drive.
Yeah,
We'll go to McDonald's.
Let's go to McDonald's.
And you're wondering why we're still going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, McDonald's was that exit.
I'll find woods around here. You might end up in Audubon Lake.
Listen, a lot of woods by me.
Well, we'll take a ride to Rhys house.
I'm already got my
No
shorts
trip.
on. We're good to go.
Jesus God.
Unbelievable, this guy. Unbelievable, this guy. I'm cold just looking at him.
Yep, this has been Tom and Greg, AM and the PM, A2D Radio.
Thanks, fam.
Fam, love you. Thanks for listening. For Tom Arnone, Ryan Brodo, Greg Milakovic, Ralphie D on the 1s and 2s, Uncle Sweep chiming in over the Real Talk hotlines, and all our family chiming in the chat. We love you all. Shows weekly here, every day, daily, weekly. I'm sorry, week. How did you even say that? It's so late.
Daily.
Yeah, it's daily
Every day.
shows.
Sometimes double dipping.
Sometimes 2,
Yep.
sometimes 3. But subscribe, follow, and you'll get all the alerts for everything.
Always.
We love you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Peace.